Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.
Let me say this exclusive right here, and it's the truest thing said. The dominant society, they're not just scared about millions of us getting reparations. They're afraid of that 100 that gets reparations. Because despite what everybody does, all it's going to take is that 100, that certified 100, to change the world. Exceptional.
If 10,000 rattlesnakes was coming down that aisle now, and I had a door here I could shut, and in that 10,000, 1,000 meant right. 1,000 rattlesnakes didn't want to bite me. I knew they were good. Should I let all these rattlesnakes come down, hoping that 1,000 get together and form a shield? Or should I just close the door and stay safe?
I think that
you understand? The Viet Cong are not all bad, but America's still dropping bombs. In Hiroshima, Japan wasn't bad, but she still dropped the bomb. In Korea, they weren't bad, but they still dropped the bomb. So now I'm going to forget the 400 years of lynching and killing and raping and depriving my people of freedom, justice, and equality, the first fired, last hired, the lowest of low, last respected. And I'm going to look at 2 or 3 people who are trying to do right and don't see the other million trying to kill me.
Peace, power, fam. What it is, what it do, what's up? The tap in is real. Yes, it is. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Y'all already know, you know how we do it on this side. Certified all the time, thorough all the time, and home of foundational Black American freedmen every day. But hey, we right here. We gonna set it off right tonight. I'm in the zone. The vibe is in the air. Y'all feel it, we all feel it. It's something that's new, it's something that's fresh, and this Black grassroots effect is in full swing, all right? Everybody knows it, everybody sees it. Yes, it is. When you talk about reparations, oh, that's us, that's our thing. When you talk about tangibles, oh, that's us, that's our thing. When you talk about anything and everything that exudes power and strength that is affecting this whole goddamn country, it is based upon the Black grassroots. We have it, we got it on lock. Our power is being felt everywhere. They're starting to make articles, segments, news stories. They're pulling in anchors. They got motherfuckers coming off the street just so they can try to speak on us because they're afraid. When you see motherfuckers right now, all shook up, all uncomfortable, all uncertain, all the motherfuckers who try to take turns coming at foundational Black Americans, what they all got in common, y'all? What they all got in common? They scared. They scared. Look at a motherfucker in their eye. When somebody talk to you, look them in their eye. Look at their faces. It's going to tell the whole story. These tethers are afraid. Let me tell you something. We whooping these tethers so goddamn bad that they hopping on planes and going back to their goddamn country. Damn. You know you in full effect when the damn tether wants to go back home. The tethers is running back to their homelands. They ran all the way over here and now they running all the way back over there. Because when they got here, they found out that there's some certified foundational Black American freedmen in the building. And this is our country, and you're going to respect it because you know you can't check it. You see the difference? The yes we can era, they was hopping on motherfucking boats. They was hopping on motherfucking planes. They was swimming. They was fleeing. They was skipping. They was jumping. What they doing right now? Right now, they getting them goddamn reverse visas. They getting them goddamn reverse boats. Hey, they done put the goddamn boat in reverse. They done jumped in the water and now they backstroking to go fucking home. You want to find out what reverse immigration is? Reverse immigration is when you come over here and you think you're going to disrespect the foundational Black American. You get your ass checked and then you hop back on that goddamn boat and go home. You want to fix immigration real quick? Let motherfuckers come deal with us. That's what it is. This year, hey, I'm not lying, family. This year started off with them tethers talking crazy shit, right? Remember, they used to flee over here. That was the whole thing. They would flee. They fled their homelands. That shit slowly got quiet. That goddamn flea turned into fluh. That goddamn fluh done turned into fuh. And that's what happens when you deal with us, foundational Black American freedmen on the daily. Yeah, better check that passport, homie. American freedmen done made flee, turned into fluh, fluh, turned into fuh, and now they can turn their ass the fuck around and go home. An FBAG check and ain't nothing like them. None at all. So y'all see the way it started? Hey, has them Twitter spaces slowly done went away? Them little tether spaces? Y'all remember that shit? They was calling in all of our spaces harassing. They was calling in all of our shows harassing. You see them trolling us everywhere. That shit done slowly went away. You feel me? You gonna have little peeps, and the motherfuckers done turned into chirps. See, they started off this year saying, why don't you go home, brother? You're not real, you're not black, you're not this, you're not this. Or, we's all peoples of color now. That shit done went slowly to the back of the fucking room. Because like I say, when FBA steps into place, everybody finds the fucking exits. Everybody looks, where's the door? What's the nearest escape route? Because they cannot exist in our presence. When you cannot exist in our presence, we let you know about it. See, we're not gonna sit here and just be quiet. That's the difference between the FBA Black Grassroots era and the old boule tired out mainstream. We say what's on our mind. We say it with our chest. Yeah, whatever needs to be said, we say it. And we say what we mean, and we mean what we say. And we put a fucking stamp on it, an address on it. We put a motherfucking number on it. However, look it up, find it, write it down, take a picture. That's what we do. They quiet as hell. Oh yeah, Master walk in the room, they say, oh, I'm sorry, Master. I didn't mean that. A Tether walk in the room, they say, I know we all brothers and all people of color now. Fuck that, and fuck that. We don't do that. We come into place and we say what's real. We speak what's on our mind. All the time, 24/7, 365, 100%. Not 99, not 75, not 2 1/3. Fuck that. 100 out of 100 times, foundational Black American freedmen are gonna tell you what's real, whether you like it or not. Whether that hurts your feelings, that hurts your emotions, that hurts your little fantasy world, we don't give a shit. Because when we were trying to reach out to people, when we were trying to be the better person, when we were trying to make that olive branch and we were extending the hand to people, didn't nobody give a fuck. Yeah, go back to the boule era, go back to the yes we can era, the can't we all get along era is well documented. When foundational Black Americans was trying to reach out to the diaspora, we were met with a bunch of cold shoulders and hatred. Yes, we were. When foundational Black Americans were reaching out to all the people of color coming over here thinking that we had reinforcements, because that's what it was. We view the world from Black empowerment and the system of supremacy. We thought all these other groups were going to come over here and they were going to assist us in fighting supremacy. Then we come to find out that all these other groups, they're anti-Black in their own homelands and they come over here to assimilate to supremacy. See, family, there's a difference between assist and assimilate. When you're trying to assist the victims of supremacy, that's what we do. We spent years breaking our backs, putting our life on the line, doing things that didn't even benefit us just to assist all the global, not local, all the global victims of supremacy, because that's how we view things. The system of supremacy and Black empowerment. They don't view it that way. No. That ain't how they view it. They try to assimilate to supremacy even when supremacy does not accept them. Let's be real here. Why the fuck are all these people trying to assimilate with the dominant society when there's clearly a track record that the dominant society does not accept them? It ain't like the dominant society saying, come on over here, we can be friends. So what the fuck are all of these tethers, all these buffers and crowbars coming over here trying to do? They're coming over here to assimilate to someone who doesn't even accept their ass, and they'll still do it anyway. That's how low these people are. Low. I'm talking about the lowest of the low, family. They would rather not be accepted by the dominant society than to assist other Black people, especially when them other Black people are foundational Black Americans. That's who we dealing with, and I don't give a damn where they're coming from. You can point on a fucking map, an atlas, or radar, wherever you fucking land at is going to be at a spot where people hate foundational Black Americans and where the people are anti-Black. Yes. So guess what we realized? That olive branch that we was reaching out, we pulled it back. That hand that we were extending, we pulled it back. That offer that we were making for everybody, we pulled that shit off the table. It's gonna be freedmen first, freedmen only, just freedmen. And if the world don't like it, they can kiss off freedmen ass. And that right there is the Black grassroots effect. And it is sweeping across the whole goddamn country. It's sweeping across the whole goddamn earth. And it's sweeping across every fake ass coalition, fake ass unity, fake ass political party, fake ass cooning, buffooning, tap dancing, butter biscuit chasing ass person you can find. And they're all having to face reality. And that's why we say truth checks, fact checks, and reality checks. And we've been handing them out. We've been G-checking every single day. We've been pulling paperwork every single day, and we've been on game every single day. And that is why we've done more in the last 5 years than they've done in the last 50. Now, just doing simple math, if we've done more in the last 5 years than they've done in the last 50, then that means 5 years from now, we would have done more in 10 years than they did in the last 100. Family, we doing century numbers. Tell me we ain't the greatest. Tell me certified foundational Black American freedmen aren't the strongest, most amazing, powerful lineage, heritage, and culture on this earth. Tell me. We stand on it. Stand on it. And this is real facts with real receipts. We're not just sitting there saying, man, y'all know we did a lot in the last couple of years. No, fuck that. Where's the term people of color? Did we not eradicate that? Have they not been using that term since the 1960s? They've been using that term 50, 60 years ago. We got rid of it. Ain't that doing more in the last 5 than the last 50? They've been voting blindly for the Democratic Party. Now, they're putting out studies and statistics that are showing you that the Democrats in this last election had the lowest black turnout since 2006. Ain't that doing more in the last 5 than the last 50? They was running around here calling themselves Africans Americans. We say foundational black Americans, certified American freedmen. Ain't that doing more than they did in the last 50? Family, we're not just saying this shit. We're not just throwing things against the wall. When we say that we've done more, we can point to things that we've done. We can point to things we've accomplished. We can point to things that we ran the fuck off the block, whether that is a person, place, or thing. If it did not serve us, benefit us, or empower us, we got that shit about the paint. And we've done that more in the last 5 years than they did in the last 50. And in the next 10 years, we would have done more than they've done in the last 100. So when I say we doing century numbers, we doing century numbers. G-check. Goddamn, I love being the FBA. Man, listen, I love y'all. I love being the FBA. I love the family tree. I love all my sisters. I love all my brothers. I love all the kings, the queens, the goddess, and the gods. I love being in the country that we created. I just love every goddamn thing. Let me tell you something. When you dropping facts like that and you got receipts that goddamn big, oh, goddamn right, we gonna love it. Yes, we are. We gonna love it and we gonna be G with it too, okay? Like I said, we fly, they don't qualify. Yes, indeed. Now, those are the things that we've done in the last 5 years. If we start laying out the things we did in the last 500 years, it's everything, including the country that motherfuckers is standing in. I tell people like this, if you want to know what foundational black Americans have created, step outside your house and just look around because we built it all. We built it all. That's what we've done. We built things in our part-time. We done things in our full-time. And everything that we have done has foundational black American fingerprints on it, but it all goes back to the black grassroots. That's why we speak about the black grassroots effect. Everything that we've laid out, everything that we put on the table, every receipt that we've shown, every spoiler alert that we've given, all goes back to us and we all play the role. See, the difference between the black grassroots and the black mainstream is to be in the black mainstream, you got to kiss ass. You got to pull out your shoe shiner and get to shine in some shoes. You ain't got to do that with us. All you got to do is be certified, show up, and put in that work. There's a difference. See, it's priceless over here. For them, it costs a big price. It costs them their pride. It costs them their dignity. It costs them their integrity. They got to fold. They got to bend. They got to twist. They got to do everything so they can serve Massa, Massa's little pet. Over here on this side, we stand together. We build together. We work together. There's so much FBA love in the building everywhere we go. And this is what's galvanizing us. I'm telling you, family, I can sense it. We can feel it. There's just something in the air. There's something in the air. This FBA jumbo jet has taken off. And it has taken off and it's showing no signs of stopping. We are literally changing the world day by day. Y'all know right here on the Black Alpha Network, I'm always telling people that this will be the era that everyone looks back on and say that is the game changer. They're throwing everything at us right now based on this. As we know how powerful we are, and we know that we've done more in the last 5 than they did in the last 50, trust me, everybody knows it. That's why I said they are uncertain and they're uncomfortable. Who you think is making them uncertain and uncomfortable? We are. Who you think got these motherfuckers up at night? Who you think got these ops shaking in their boots? Who you think got these tethers hopping on boats and planes and going back home? Reverse fleeing. Yeah, that's a new one. We got these motherfuckers reverse fleeing. Who you think got them doing that? We do. Who's the only people on the earth who got the power to do that? We are. The same way we're the only people on this earth who had the power to build this country that everybody wants to come to. Every single thing you see that we do is exclusive because we are exclusive people. Every single thing you see that we've done that is exceptional is because we are an exceptional people. When you look around and you can't find anybody who's done what you've done, that means that you're exceptional. When you look around and you see nobody that can match your resume, nobody can match your contributions or your accomplishments, you the only person in the room that has done what you've done, that means that you are one of a kind, and we are one of a kind. If we weren't, there'd be a whole bunch of other people that could say they've done what we've done, but there ain't none. That's why they hush us, quiet, don't say a motherfucking thing when we show up. We say, man, we built America. They say, well, I built a hut. I built a hut down in Nicaragua. Not the same. We say we built America. They say some shit like, I built a hut one time in Mexico. Not the same. We say we built this culture. They say, I built something for the Queen of England when she visited Nigeria, brother. Not the same. We say we built this whole goddamn nation. They'll say, I built a patio one time in my backyard so my cousin could smoke meth on. Not the motherfucking same. And can't nobody say they've done it, because can't nobody match us, because can't nobody stand next to us, and can't nobody exist in our presence, because we are exceptional, exclusive people, one of a kind, and the whole goddamn world wants to be us. Family, it don't take no goddamn rocket scientists to see. It don't take x-ray vision to see. When we move, the world moves. So they can take their hut down in Mexico, or the patio that their cousin smokes meth on, or the fucking bridge they built for the Queen of England in Nigeria, and they get all that shit out the fucking paint, because FBA's on a whole nother level. It ain't that hard to tell, family. Everybody knows. When I look around the world, when you look around the world, when we all look around the world, they out here trying to duplicate us. Motherfuckers is dressing like us, cocking their hat to the side. Why y'all think the tethers would always call in the Twitter spaces? And what do they do? What do they do? First thing they start off and say that they're from America. We don't call in and say, I'm really from Lagos. I'm really from Zimbabwe. We don't do that shit. That's the least furthest motherfucking thing on our mind. Why? It's because we got pride where we're from. We got pride in our people. We got pride in our lineage. They don't. So you see what we speak about. Jealousy goes up, hatred goes up, envy goes up, and they're all jealous, envious haters when it comes to foundational Black American excellence. Hey, they be calling in our Twitter spaces talking about some, I'm FBA. Where your people from? The north side? The north side of what? The north side by the lake? What lake? The lake by the bridge. Man, ain't no goddamn bridge going over no lake. I mean, well, okay, my dad's mom is really from Nigeria and my uncle's brother is really from Tijuana. Then you ain't no fucking FBA. We don't call they fucking spaces. Hey, we ain't even thinking about they spaces. We don't even know they be hosting them. They out here FBA cosplaying. They got on an FBA mask. They trying to put on some FBA camouflage. They got on binoculars. They hide behind fences. Everything they can do to be us. Think about it. The same people who try to undercut us try to cosplay us. The same people who try to undermine us cosplay us. The same people who try to backdoor and sabotage us are the same exact people who try to cosplay us. So the very motherfucker who tries to stop foundational Black Americans acts like a foundational Black American. You cannot make this shit up. This is how low budget these people are, and that's why we continue to talk about how low budget they are, because they keep doing stupid shit and we keep calling it out. Motherfuckers calling in our spaces with accents and shit, trying to convince a whole room full of FBAs that they're FBA, but they got the most broken fucking English. I ain't from Mississippi. You from where? Mississippi, Sudan, motherfucker? I ain't literally FBA on both sides of my family. Both sides of what? The ocean, motherfucker? One thing about us, family, you ain't gonna fool us. Oh, no. One thing about foundational Black Americans, you ain't gonna fool us, you ain't gonna trick us, and we know an unfamiliar face. And we know an unfamiliar voice. We can identify and spot our culture everywhere. That's because we are the creators of it. Everybody think that they gonna come around and just do our culture and we ain't gonna see it. Why do you think we spot all these motherfuckers? When they was trying to say that we co-created hip hop, we could easily say, no, the fuck you didn't. Because we are the ones who created the culture. Therefore, we're the ones who can recognize it. And we recognize a motherfucker who's acting like us. We recognize a motherfucker who's being fake and phony and fraudulent from a mile away. I don't know about anybody else. But if you think you're gonna act like foundational Black Americans, you think you're gonna walk like foundational Black Americans, and you're gonna trick a foundational Black American about it, your ass is a special kind of fool. Ain't motherfucking happening. I can see that shit through a goddamn fence. I'd be like, that motherfucker ain't FBA, that motherfucker ain't FBA, and that motherfucker definitely ain't FBA. As a matter of fact, the term non-FBA, that's the best term that we've created. Because when you're gatekeeping and you G-checking motherfuckers who can't come in, the best thing we've done is said, nope, non-FBA. Well, I don't believe in reparations. Where your people from? That non-FBA and where your people from works magic. We do it every time. So you see what it is. One person is always thinking about the other person. And the person being thought of is the champ. And the person always thinking about the next individual is the chump. All right, there's a big difference between a champ, a chump, a victim, and a victor. And we on the victory side. And we've been racking up victories for 500 years. So of course everybody want to be like us, but can't nobody be like us because we are exceptional. Speaking of exceptional, people who want to be like us, people who hate on us, people who say things about us underneath their breath, to the side, undermine, throw little sneak shots, pocket watching ass folks. Let's talk about a few individuals out here who like to run interference. Now, y'all know on the Black Alpha Network, we say names. We name names. Hell, we'll spell them out if we got to. Anything to get the point clear, anything to get the truth told, and anything to let motherfuckers know we ain't come to play, because that's not what we're about. So when I said people like to speak on foundational Black American affairs, people like to speak on foundational Black American issues, people like to speak on foundational Black American policies, laws, tangibles, just our day-to-day living life are always coming out of these motherfuckers' mouths. Mind you, we own about 2,000 acres, flat land. We got about 17 cars in the fucking driveway, a 15-story house, and all of these people's heads. Rent-free, mortgage-free, tax-free, all that shit. They wake up in the middle of the night thinking about FBA. How many pocket watches do you see? How many motherfuckers do you see always worrying about what we's gonna do? Man, y'all needs to get that money together. How much money y'all really needs? Where'd you get all the money? Where'd it come from? Who sent it? Man, y'all's got a leader now. Every fucking thing we do. How many times do you hear them talk about foundational Black American finances? How many times do you hear them talk about foundational Black American plans? Man, what y'all gonna do next? I heard y'all might try this. See, they always want to dip in so they can get intel. That's why you always have somebody coming around trying to ask us what our next move is. They're always curious to what we're going to do next. And they ain't saying that because they want to assist. They're saying that because they want to prevent. So then they come around and talk about where's your money at? How much money did you get? How'd you get it? How's your business plans? What's y'all next move? Where y'all going to go next? Y'all going to rally? Y'all going to protest? Y'all going to march? I heard y'all getting y'all money up. I heard foundational Black Americans are galvanizing. I heard foundational Black Americans are stronger than ever. Tell me more about it. Please, I'm listening. You feel me? Always somebody coming around, weaseling away, trying to see what we're doing. Y'all seen at the reparations rally, you had a bunch of motherfuckers there that didn't even support reparations for us. Then what the fuck were they there for? Anytime somebody comes around you and they don't know you, they're only there so they can stop you. That's what it is. And I want you to focus on that in terms of the community, but also in terms of your personal lives. Anytime somebody comes around, an unfamiliar face, a nefarious character, somebody that don't nobody over here know about, and they seem to always want to be next to you and side with you, that person is only there so they can stop what you're doing. That is the only reason. Nobody comes to foundational Black American events so they can assist us. It's known we ain't got no allies. We all we got. You want a friend, look in the mirror. You feel me? So we understand that. So if we ain't got no friends and we're all we got, then how come these motherfuckers always seem to be wherever we are? The only answer to that, family, is that these are decoys trying to prevent us from doing what we're doing. And people trying to prevent us and trying to stop us, stifle us, derail us, disrupt us, that is the oldest playbook in the game. The oldest playbook. You had folks coming around back in the 1960s and 70s saying, man, I support the rally y'all about to do. I support the march y'all about to do. Let me help y'all. And what happened? They go there, they'll fuck shit up, make everything hot, and get all the black folks arrested. You seen it just in 2020 with the George Floyd and Breonna Taylor protests. Half them people that were there, that were non-FBA, were only there to disrupt things, make things hot. When the police showed up, they got in their car and went right back to their W side of town or their POC side of town. Police showed up and they was arresting brothers and sisters. All of that fake ass vandalism, that wasn't from us. Motherfuckers was out there starting fires, that wasn't because of us. They was throwing bricks and shit, that wasn't because of us. I challenge anybody to show me one picture or video where a black person is doing any form of vandalism. There aren't none because we weren't the ones doing it. It was just these other people who come around to disrupt us, make shit hot, and then they go away. It's the same exact thing y'all seeing with the reparations movement. All these people are out here running interference. And interference comes in a lot of different forms, a lot of different shapes, but it's still interference. Be very cautious of the person who comes around and says, I support reparations, but, or I support reparations, however, or I support reparations in the form of, See, that's just people trying to run interference because they don't really want you to have it. When somebody wants to stop you, but they don't want to be seen as somebody trying to stop you, they use all those terms right there. All those ambiguous terms, all those terms in abstract. Well, you know, could be, if, might, should, maybe, sorta, don't know, when, is, what. That shit don't take you nowhere. It's vague as fuck. And that's what you see a lot of people out here doing. They don't want foundational black Americans to get reparations for a lot of reasons. And the main reasons are everything I just described in the beginning of this episode. When you are exceptional and you are great like we are, don't nobody want to see us get into the bag because we already whooping their ass without the bag. Imagine what's going to happen if we get the bag. See, people don't understand. Reparations for foundational black American certified American freedmen is everybody's biggest nightmare because they know they can't match us toe to toe, eye to eye at all in any platform on any base without the goddamn reparations. So when you add the reparations, then shit get real ugly for them. And that's the type of ugly they don't want to deal with. So now you're starting to see everybody conspire with trying to stop FBA from getting reparations. You literally have groups out here teaming up. Yes, people are teaming up to stop us. This group right here couldn't get it on their own, so they teamed up with this group right here who couldn't get it on their own. You starting to see 2s, 3s, and 4s. This group, this group, this group, and that group all team up just so they can stop foundational black Americans from getting reparations. Now, these groups right here, that one, that one, that one, and that one, they don't even get along with each other any other time of that. They don't have no history of being allies. The only thing that they all get along with is coming down on FBA. It's trying to stop foundational black Americans. That's it. Remember, anti-blackness is the thing that binds the world. You got people who can't speak the same language. You got people who don't have the same culture. They don't have the same heritage. They don't have the same religion. They don't act the same. They don't walk the same. They don't look the same. But the one thing that they can all say they have in common is that they're all anti-black. And we all know anti-foundational black American is an exclusive form of hate. Now, when we talk about people teaming up, it ain't just other races, other lineages, other cultures. It ain't just people from this country or that country. See, everybody's teaming up to come at foundational black Americans because they know they can't do it on their own. So they're trying to go get help. They're trying to go get recruits. You see this coalition and that coalition, this committee and that committee, and they'll say whatever the fuck they are. The this and that committee for politics. No. Translation is the this and that group who are anti-FBA and we can't get their reparations on our own. They might as well put a motherfucking ad in the paper. That's how desperate it is. That's how much we got these motherfuckers shook. They might as well put an ad in the paper and say, do you hate FBA too? Are you trying to get FBA reparations and FBA keep G-checking your ass? If so, call 1-822-TETHER so we can all team up because we ain't got shit by ourselves. And remember, 2 tethers stick together. Fuck out of here. That's how fucked up it is. Speaking of Tether, did y'all see the Tether twins? Y'all didn't see the Tether twins on TV? Weren't we just in here roasting Stephen A. Smith, in which, by the way, that was an epic roast, and Stephen A. Smith will never be the same again. He was talking all that shit about, I got a podcast. Well, I got one too. All right. And ever since we dropped that AlphaCast, as well as our other brothers and sisters, he got roasted so bad by foundational black Americans, he started trying to backtrack. He was like, well, yeah, I kind of do agree with what LeBron said. All that shit he was talking, he caught that FBA certified roast, and he put the car in reverse. And said, no, I don't want that smoke. Cause I'm telling y'all, that FBA G-check hit different. It ain't like nobody else. We come for real. So Stephen A. Smith was trying to go in reverse. He wasn't a Sambo reverse. Because thinking that shit, speaking that shit, and doing that shit are 3 different things. You may get to step 1 and think that shit. You may even get to step 2 and speak that shit. But I guarantee you don't get to step 3 and do it. Because you done seen other motherfuckers who tried to do it and it ain't turned out too good for them. And you don't really want that smoke. So you see, when we roasted up him, what's the first thing that Stephen A. Smith did? He picked up his phone and he called beep, 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 Roland motherfucking Martin. You had Stephen A. Smith and Roland Martin. Family, I don't even know if the fucking TV, the high definition, the goddamn camera could even contain that much fucking coonery on television. The fucking pixels was breaking out. My TV started flickering and shit. The goddamn lights in the house, the fucking power almost went out. That's how much cooning was on TV, man. Goddamn cable don't even like cooning. You know that's fucked up. So Stephen A. Smith, he was getting his ass whooped and he had to do what all the other groups got to do. He had to call up some help, some assistance, had to get a recruit on the phone. He said, let me call Roland Martin. Out of all the people in the world, he called Roland Martin. Don't that tell you something about him? He called Roland Martin for backup. That's what everybody out here doing, y'all. I'm telling you, everybody is out here trying to get backup. FBA has the whole goddamn world trying to get assistance and help. That's what it is, because they cannot see us. If we were standing right in front of them, they couldn't see us. That's how thorough we are, and that's how much in control foundational black America is right now. That these motherfuckers gotta stand side by side next to each other, because they can't do it on their own. So I mean, they had the motherfucking Tether twins on TV, and they were just babbling all fucking day long. The ratings was probably in the fucking trash can, in the fucking toilet, in the dumpster, in the sewer, the lowest of the low. And they was babbling. I mean, I don't even know what the fuck the point they was trying to make. It was pathetic.
Those were decisions those writers made, and he was absolutely right. And this is a fundamental problem in media, and we got to put it out there, and Stephen A. knows this. One of the most segregated hours is at 10 a.m. on Sunday. It's 3 p.m. in the press boxes in America. Very few black sports editors in America. And so you have to confront the reality of race in media, because you might see several African Americans, a number on ESPN, but when you go into these newsrooms across the country, you see very few African Americans covering sports, and this is a problem, and that's one reason why he didn't get that question.
First of all, a couple of things. Number one, it's great to see you, my brother. You have been missed. It's long overdue. I'm glad that you're on the show today. And this is a guy that's been hosting television. He's been a journalist throughout his career, an activist, and I got a lot of love for Roland, so I'm happy to see you here. First of all, let me get that out the way. So thanks for being on the show. Secondly, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. No question it was a big-time takedown of the media, and it should have been, because that's what I peeled from it. A lot of people say, well, he's talking about Jerry Jones. Actually, he was not talking about Jerry Jones. LeBron James was talking about the media.
Y'all notice how they started focusing on the media and they took it off of Jerry Jones? You see, this is what we're talking about these undercover tethers, all right? They know exactly how to spin it away from who it needs to be focused on and just put it on something vague. See, when you talk about Jerry Jones, you're talking about a person, and you come after a person. When you start talking about media, well, who's the media? Who? You gonna come after that media? You gonna come after what? The microphone? You gonna come after the camera, the editor? They start talking about the editor. They didn't talk about Jerry Jones. They talked about the editor, because Jerry Jones represents Zaddy, and they know to never come after Zaddy. They rather go after the media. As a matter of fact, ain't that the main thing that W's tell us? They say it ain't supremacy, it's the media that's dividing all of us. Yeah, they say the same things that y'all hear the dominant society say. So if the dominant society's excuse is that it's not their community, it's really just the media, and then the Tether's excuse is it's not Jerry Jones, it's really just the media, that is that same trickery, same scam, same hustle, and you get it from these undercover ops, undercover tethers, undercover pocket watches. And you literally hear Stephen A. Smith say, man, it's been great to have you on the show again, and we ain't had it in a long time. Listen, he's telling you that he ain't had Roland Martin on the show in a long time. And that just so happens to be the same week that he claimed that he wanted some smoke with the new black media. It's proving our point again. He says he wants smoke with the new black media on this day. He calls up his tether twin on that day. Him and his tether twin on this day have a whole motherfucking conversation, but they ain't say nothing about FBA. They didn't go there. No. They slipped, slid, and slided all over the place, but they stayed the fuck off the subject of us because they know better. Let me tell you something, fam. We roasted them in the new black media so goddamn bad. Roland Martin get roasted all the time, all right? That's why his ass is just angry. He's a CWA. Y'all know what that means. He's a CWA because he thinks every now and then that he gonna step to the plate, get G-checked, and fall away, or shall I say he rolls all the way the fuck back. So he get roasted every day. Stephen A. Smith thought he was gonna step to the plate, got G-checked, threw his goddamn coon mobile in reverse, went back to town. Stephen A. Smith got roasted so motherfucking bad, Minister Farrakhan came out. You know that's something. Farrakhan G-checked him. I'm talking about G-checked him too. Wasn't talking politely, wasn't mixing words, wasn't playing. No, Minister Farrakhan came out, called out Stephen A. Smith by name. So you know he caught wreck.
Stephen A. the other day, he didn't take up with Kyrie in the movie. Some others say you buck breaking, because you still are an old wicked slave master. Yes, sing for me.
And that's what it is. When you got Minister Farrakhan and the new black media and the black grassroots and certified black society all on your neck, it's a bad day. And Stephen A. Smith done had a bad week. And it'll keep getting worse if he ever crossed that FBA line, because we control things, because we run shit. As a matter of fact, Stephen A. Smith, his week was so bad, it started off with him talking about FBA, and it ended with him sitting on the ground like a little ass child with a W man standing over him screaming with his finger in his face. Did y'all see that shit? Did y'all see on Stephen A. Smith's show that W man yelling at him, telling him he needs to be a better leader? Don't you ever do that again? What's the matter with you? You wrong? Did y'all see that shit? Yes, and y'all know the squares came out and said, man, that's just a joke and this is a skit. Ain't no motherfucking joke and skit when you a big grown ass man sitting down while somebody standing over you with his finger in your face. You better not put your finger in my face if you playing, because it ain't gonna be no motherfucking playing outcome. It's gonna get real. And for a black man to get on national television and sit down like he's a fucking second grader while a W stands over him and points his finger in his face and screams at him. That's the baddest, worst motherfucking look you can find. And only black person that would ever agree to do some shit like that, whether it's a skit, whether it's a play, whether it's a movie, whether it's a show, whether it's a joke, is a motherfucking coon.
He walks in here at 10:36 in the morning. That is a disgrace. Because he's got a public. The West Side Highway is always a mess. Leave at 7:30. That is a joke. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm disappointed in you. You're the leader of this brigade. You're the captain. Captains don't do that. Don't ever again. Ever.
Let me ask the family right now. Let me ask all my brothers. Would you sit down on the ground and let anybody, I don't give a fuck the color, put their finger in your face and yell at you? Let me ask all my sisters. Would you sit on the ground and let Karen put her finger in your face and yell at you? Skit, joke, act, play, or not? Hell no, there ain't a self-respecting black person on the planet that'll let somebody do that to them. Our kids wouldn't even let somebody do that to them. That is a verified coon who gets a one-way ticket on the coon train. And once you get on that motherfucker, ain't no getting off. Get your ass right the fuck out of town and drive them away. That's how it go. Get out. No trespassers, ain't welcome, door closed. And that's how we've been doing it, and that's how we've been making it. We're making sure now that everybody who comes around us and they ain't solid, gotta get the fuck out. See, Stephen A. Smith, he's one of those guys who thinks he's gonna try to dictate blackness to us. He wants to create a counterfeit form of blackness where you don't have to be on code, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, you can swirl, you can throw the black community under the bus, and then you can still be seen as black. What they don't like is that in this era right here, foundational black Americans and certified black society, we have dictated and told people this is what blackness is. Point blank, bottom line. We never did that before. Back in the old days, they thought they could just do anything. That's why there were 771 ways you could be black. There ain't 771 ways you can be black. You can have black skin, but there ain't 771 ways where you can have a black mentality, where you can be on code. And if you are not on code, your black card is getting snatched. Somebody told me, I don't really get the you ain't black thing. Well, we broke it down to you clear enough. If you ain't got it now, then you'll never get it. And then I side-eye anybody who doesn't get it. We now are telling people, you're not going to run around here trying to tell us you can be anything you want to be and still be certified. No, you can't. You can't be anything you want to be and be a part of a religion. You can't be anything you want to be and be a part of a family. You can't be anything you want to be and be a part of the Army, the Navy, the Marines, an American. You can't come around here right now and act off code to being an American and still think your ass is accepted in the country. You can't go up in the church and start praying to a whole nother God and say, well, I'm one of y'all now. You can't go to any other ethnicity and start doing things opposite of the ethnicity and still saying you one of them. No other group on the planet will accept that shit, so when certifieds don't accept that shit, everybody gets mad. Well, they gonna be some mad motherfuckers then, because we done laid it on the line. We said this is a code of conduct, this is how you're going to behave, this is how you're going to act, and this is how you're going to deal with each other. If you think being black is throwing other black people under the bus and you can still come to the goddamn reunion, hell to the no. If you think being black is criticizing, critiquing, lambasting, and smearing black folks in the company of white folks and you can still come to the reunion, hell to the motherfucking no. And that is another thing that we've done in this era. Not only have we took reparations and ran it to the goal line, not only have we put an anti-black discrimination bill on the table, not only have we took the black agenda, black tangibles, and black empowerment and pushed it further than it's ever been, we have also highlighted, framed, and laid out what it is to be on code and what it is to come around other black folks. As a matter of fact, our brother Corey Holcomb said it perfect. He said we got to start making these off-code people uncomfortable. You can't be off-code and comfortable at the same time and just come around black folks like it's all sweet. No, we got to start making somebody off-code uncomfortable and let them know if you don't act black, walk black, or talk black, you ain't one. Everybody else has punishment. We got our own punishment. And if you do not like our punishment, you're probably the problem. And if you're the problem, we're going to put your ass on the corner like it's trash day. Salute. That's our job. That's our duty. It is every certified black American on this planet Earth's job to call out fake shit, bullshit, or anything that hurts the community. And when we see it, we G-check it. That's what it is. Nobody's above reproach. Everybody should be vetted, and that's what makes the community strong. And if somebody does not like to be reproached, if somebody does not like to be vetted, then they've already told on their goddamn self, and we know what happens when they tell on themselves. We throw their ass on a motherfucking corner. G-check. So when you start seeing all these different groups and organizations and teams and political parties, we're going to break down, run off the block, expose, and frame all of their asses. And I want to start with a particular individual that was running around here every single time he talks, throwing shots at foundational black Americans, throwing shots at foundational black America, and throwing shots at American freedmen every single opportunity that presents itself. And quite frankly, it's some sucker shit. And when I say sucker shit, I mean sucker shit. This guy is literally going on an anti-foundational black American reparations tour. In the last year, you've seen him throwing more shots at FBA, throwing more shots at our reparations claim than you've heard him talking about supremacy. That's foul. That's wrong. And now y'all know Black Alpha don't go for that. It's gonna be two things. You're gonna be on code and it's gonna be love, or you're gonna be off code and you're gonna get that smoke. And that certified black society smoke is a whole different kind of smoke. So let's get to it. And we ain't gonna be sneak dissing. We ain't gonna be throwing subliminals. We ain't gonna be playing word salad, mixing and matching our words. No, we gonna be real direct and real clear so we can get some understanding. Cause apparently that's what's needed. And that's what we got. I'ma say it loud and proud, and I'ma say it with my chest, and we gonna put this shit in the atmosphere. Write it down, take a picture. Yes. And I'm gonna do it loud and proud. I'm gonna say it with my chest. I'm gonna let the whole goddamn world know it, and we gonna put this shit in the stratosphere. Yes. This guy, gentlemen, he goes by the name of Dr. Umar Johnson. Yup, Dr. Umar Johnson. Let's say this, let's put this on the line and let's make this very, very crystal clear so there is no confusion. See, let me tell you something about certified black society. We don't talk in ambiguous terms. We don't talk in abstract. We don't cut corners. We don't undermine. We don't backdoor. We walk straight to your motherfucking house, knock on the front motherfucking door, and then we deal with you. We don't go around corners. We don't go up on the roof or the attic or the basement. See, that's what everybody does to us. Everybody likes to come at us from all these indirect means. If somebody has to come at you indirectly, that means that they're afraid. All right, let me say that one more time. If somebody has to come at you indirectly, they are afraid of you. Why are they afraid? Are they afraid of our lineage? Are they afraid of our legacy? Are they afraid of all the momentum that we have that they wish they had? Are they afraid that we've done so much and they ain't did a goddamn thing? Are they afraid that we are reality and their ideology only exists in their motherfucking head? Well, if that's the case, they got every right to be jealous because we win it. All the tricking you, all the conning you, the scheming, the plotting, the planning, the scams, that is only from somebody who knows they can't deal with you face to face. That's why they got to resort to all types of little backdoor tactics. We don't do backdoor tactics. FBA does front door smoke. And I got some front door smoke for this right here.
But don't you think that if we got reparations, that would have helped?
Let me ask you a question. The question on the table. If we get reparations, will that help us? If somebody is mentally ill in a mental asylum, mental hospital, you give him $1 million.
Gone.
Does it reverse the illness?
No, it don't.
Does it do anything to treat his problem?
No.
So let's take that to a community. If a community has no institutions, no way to trap the money in their community, they own none of the institutions, and you drop a couple $1 trillion in that community.
It's over.
How is that money going to benefit the people when all the institutions in the community that are going to take their money are not owned by people who look like them? I'm going to ask it another way. If we don't responsibly spend the money we already have,
how can we spend more?
What makes you think giving you more is going to change your situation?
Family, did y'all just hear that Democrat, Republican, dominant society, person of color ass answer from Dr. Umar Johnson? Or Dr. Castro Johnson? We gonna get to that. Did y'all hear that? Y'all's can't get the monies because y'all's gonna drinks all the liquors and smokes all the weeds, and you're gonna go club to clubs with your baby mamas, and y'all gonna drink and two-step all night. You can't get money because you too ignorant to have money. Y'all heard that shit? What's any different with what Dr. Umar said about our intelligence as Barack Obama saying this?
And after you voted, I need you to grab your friends and your family, round up Cousin Pookie, round up Cousin Pookie, round up Cousin Pookie, round up Cousin Pookie, make a plan to vote.
Dr. Umar just sat there and gave the Cousin Pookie speech. He gave the Pan-African version of Cousin Pookie's speech. Ain't that the same exact playbook, the same exact con game, the same exact hustle that we hear from the dominant society? Didn't I say anybody who says, I support reparations, but is a goddamn liar? We all say we support reparations, period. There's a difference between I support reparations, period, and I support reparations, but.
Now let me say this, I want to be clear. I support reparations.
Okay, for sure.
I support it. The reparations movement was born from the Pan-Africanist movement. I support reparations. What I don't support is thirsty, opportunistic Negroes who are pushing for reparations externally before we have delivered reparations internally to ourselves. In other words, most of the saving that has to be done for black people must be done by black people, and no amount of money going to fix that. Right. No amount of money is going to stop the black woman from not trusting the black man. Right. No amount of money is going to make the black man love his woman. No amount of money is going to stop black women from frying their hair. No amount of money is going to stop black men from dating outside the race. Right. When you look at our deepest rooted problems, no money can fix them.
Yeah, you got to start at the root, right?
You got to start at the root.
You hear the fucking difference? That's a whole difference of opinion. That's a whole difference of approach. And that's a whole difference in policy. He gave you the Pan-African version of it. Let me give you the Friedman translation. What I heard from Dr. Umar was no, hurdle, blockade, obstacle, hurdle, blockade, hurdle. That's what I heard. I heard I don't want y'all to get reparations. I heard I'm trying to stop y'all from getting reparations. I heard I'm trying to prevent you from getting reparations. I put every single blockade, obstacle, and hurdle like this the goddamn Olympics in front of FBA. Knowing that we already have every hurdle, obstacle in front of FBA because we are in a system of supremacy. How the fuck in the system of supremacy can you sit there and throw hurdles and blockades in front of another black person's reparations claim? That either means two things. That either means you don't understand the system of supremacy, and we all know Dr. Umar does, or you got a problem with the other victims of supremacy, which we are the other victims of supremacy. Anybody who says they support reparations but, or however, or says they support reparations and then gives you 20 reasons why you shouldn't get them is a reparations op. Yes, that's what we call it on this side. These are reparations ops. And ops come in every single form, every single shape. They hide, they twist, they always try to keep themselves undercover. And apparently that is an undercover reparations op. You don't want reparations. You want to make it sound like you want to fuss, but then you really deep down inside want to stop us and sabotage us. Family, have you ever heard sabotage? Was that really difficult to hear? The sabotage was all in his voice. It's all in his tone. Not only is he speaking down on our reparations claim, he's saying it with some spite. Boy, y'all hear all that Anna? Let me tell you, all my folks in the South say, Anna. He got all types of Anna in his throat. All types of just salt in his voice. He was talking down. That motherfucker was talking straight up pissed. Not only did he not want us to get reparations, not only did he give 30 different reasons why we shouldn't get the shit, he sat there and said that shit with spite. So you know what it is. It ain't hard to tell. It ain't complex. It ain't difficult. This ain't rocket science. You ain't got to bring in no professor. All you got to do is listen, watch, and observe, and you could tell who's for reparations and who's not for reparations. Let me tell you how much I'm for reparations. I'm going to say it like this. I am for reparations for foundational black Americans in the form of cash payments by any means necessary. Finished. See how easy that was? See how easy that was? And I guarantee all y'all answers is the same exact way. So Dr. Umar says we shouldn't get reparations because of weave? Because some women put weave in their hair, all millions of us shouldn't get reparations. We shouldn't get reparations because of swirling? So because you got some black folks to swirl, all of us got to get punished and not get reparations. The hell with our lineage, our culture, our heritage, our ancestors. Nope. Shaniqua put weave in her hair, so no reparations for us. Jerome swirls with W women. Nope, no reparations for us. You got to come better than that. If you're hating, just say you're hating, bruh. I'm sorry. Listen, I don't want to hear that. And then also, let me point this out, family. You notice how he said we can't help ourselves externally until we help ourselves internally. Don't that sound like peace and reconciliation from South Africa? That sounds like the same thing that the dominant society will tell us. Basically, it's about feelings and emotion. Basically, it's not about the money. It's not about cash. It's not about the dollars. Not about the paper. It's about on the inside. What's any different from him saying we don't need any money because we need to be good on the inside than the dominant society coming around and saying y'all don't need any money. We all need to have love and peace. That is the Pan-African version of it. That is the dominant society version of it. They may change words, they may mix phrases, they may spin some things around, but essentially they're both saying FBA doesn't deserve any money until we get our emotions in order. Fuck that. And the thing about Umar, very intelligent brother, brilliant. When he talks about supremacy, right on. When he starts talking about anti-black racism, right on. When he starts talking about the system, right on. But when he starts talking about foundational black American freedmen, that's when the ego comes in, that's when the jealousy comes in, that's when the envy comes in, and that's when I tune his ass out. As a matter of fact, most people will tell you, Dr. Umar be on point when he starts talking, but when his ego kicks in, cut off the lights, cause he ain't worth listening to. Backwards as fuck. So you see who wants reparations and who doesn't want reparations. You see who's down for reparations and who's trying to act like they're down, but they're really trying to sabotage it. Don't let these folks fool you. These folks don't want us to get it. And y'all know ops coming every way. An ops gonna come saying he's down for you. He got your back. He's here. He's down to support you. But watch what they do and watch what they say. When their words and their actions don't meet up, then you already know what time it is. And his words and his actions don't meet up. You wanna know why his words and his actions don't meet up? Y'all tell me one time he said why we should get him. Y'all tell me one time in that whole sentence, his whole fucking anti-FBA tour that he's going on. Y'all tell me one time where he said he supports him. Y'all tell me one time where you heard him give a reason why we should get him. No additives, no extras, no buts or howevers or what ifs. Tell me one time where you've heard him give an example on why foundational black Americans should receive reparations, and compare that to the times where you've heard him say we shouldn't receive reparations. Compare the two of them. It's 100 to none, not 100 to 1, 100 to none. That's an op. Oh shit, we own it, we in it. Pull up a chair, family, we gonna get it. This gonna be fun. Y'all know how we do on this side. If it ain't real, it ain't right. We got spoilers today. Grab a drink, enjoy the show. This is the clarity era. This is the no bullshit, ain't confused era. It ain't hard to tell who's on our side, family. Just watch. They'll expose themselves. See, the reason why we know these people are all suspect, off code, and we gotta call them out is because in the system of supremacy, they'll sit here and say, we all black, we all one kind. Dr. Umar would sit there right now and say that all black people are one race. That's Pan-Africanism. We just all one big race of folks who all need to get together and just have one big ass group. That's what Dr. Umar believes. So on that hand, he believes that we're all one big ass group. But he gives extra peripheral treatment when it comes to foundational black Americans' reparations claim. When it comes to foundational black American decisions, when we say we are our own lineage, our own heritage, which we are, he gives us exclusive hatred. I thought we was all one. I thought we was all the same. I thought we was all just one big old African walking around the goddamn earth. That's what I thought. So it sounds like you're willing to put all of the issues you have with supremacy to the side so you can serve your vendetta against foundational black Americans. That is the definition of being off code. And as we say, I don't give a flying fuck who you are. If you are off code, off brand, or you throwing my people under the bus, particularly our reparations claim, you gonna get that certified black society G-check exclusively. Stamp on it. Yes, indeed. And we could do that. Because look how we treat everybody else's reparations claim. We were the people out there, family, motivating other people to go get their reparations. The average person out here didn't even know what reparations was. Your average person in the diaspora did not even know what reparations was. They didn't know the term, don't know how to spell it, don't know how many letters is in it. They have no fucking clue what it was. We were the ones out there saying, man, go get y'all check. We coming to get our check. If we get our check, you get your check, then we can build. That's what it was. They didn't know what the fuck reparations was. Foundational black Americans set the precedence. All right. When we talk reparations, now the whole world talking about reparations. They talking about reparations right now in Washington, D.C. You having presidential campaigns and they got to address reparations. That's because of us. They're having presidential debates and they're getting asked questions about reparations. That's because of us. We in the black grassroots have taken the term reparations, the reparations movement, the reparations claim, and literally brought it to Washington, D.C. I was there. You were there. They literally had motherfuckers on roofs watching us. Do not tell me we do not lead in the reparations claim. And we've been leading in this reparations claim for a long time, trying to get all of our brothers and sisters throughout the world to go get it, and they didn't want to. They were more worried about getting our shit after we got it than getting their own. And we got to deal with somebody like Dr. Kubar Johnson hating on us. Boy, don't bite the hand to feed you. And you hating on us from foundational black America. You hating on us from our lineage, trying to stop our lineage from getting reparations. No goddamn sense. When we start making our reparations claim and then everybody want to get in on it, everybody want to jump in on it, what were we doing? We were motivating everybody. We was telling our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean, go get y'all's. We was telling our brothers and sisters in Africa, go get y'all's. This is what we was doing. We were sitting out here trying to assist everybody. Ain't nobody try to assist us. We build, they steal. We on one hand are telling folks, y'all go get y'all reparations, do you, I got support for y'all. What was everybody telling us? They was telling us, no, we don't want to get our own. We want what y'all got. And if y'all don't give us what y'all got, then we're going to try our best to stop what y'all got. Go ask Dr. Umar right now if he supports reparations for Africans. I guarantee you he'd say yes, and he wouldn't give no type of pushback. Because Dr. Umar is one of those, if you don't do it my way, then I don't want you to have it at all type of people. And that right there never flies when you start talking about certified black society, certified American freedmen, or foundational black Americans. I don't know what they do over in Scam Africa. All right. I know in Scam Africa, you can stab other people in the back. You can sink the ship. You can bring everybody down if you don't get your crumbs. You can hate on the next tribe and the next village. Matter of fact, family, don't that sound like that tribalism shit? Are you really surprised that somebody who practices Pan-Africanism is showing us signs of a backstabbing culture of tribalism? Is that shocking? Is that anything that really surprises us? No, it does not. Because we are the ones who've been calling this out. Look at all year we've been talking about the backstabbing culture, tribalism, how you can go over there as a colonizer and get this tribe on the left to fight this tribe on the right, and nobody ever stops to think about you being a colonizer while you taking all their resources. It just never comes up to them because they always have smoke for other people. Let me tell you this, when you start talking about Pan-Africans or Africas or the diaspora, one thing you see by anybody who supports that, you see folks who got just as much smoke, if not more, for other black people than they do for the dominant society. Than they do for anybody who comes over there and takes their shit, because everybody goes over there and takes their shit and they'd rather fight each other all day. So I see Dr. Umar practicing tribalism with the reparations claim. And then he's trying to tell us that we're practicing tribalism. Fam, ain't that projection? Now he's doing some dominant society shit.
But all of the reparations movements are divided like tribes. There's an English reparations for the slaves of Europe. There's a North American reparations for the slave of America. The Caribbean have their own reparations. Africa got their own Why do you have all these different reparations movements? The reparations movement needs to be unified or it will fail.
On one hand is, if you don't do it my Pan-African way, y'all FBAs is bad. And then on the other hand, he's saying, y'all FBAs, y'all really the bad ones. Y'all's the real racists. He sound like the damn dominant society. Don't that sound like reverse racism? Remember the dominant society was saying, that's reverse racism. We're not really the racists, black people are. It goes both ways. That's reverse tribalism. He's doing the same thing that they do. So he's using reverse tribalism and projection, a tactic straight out of W supremacy. And he's using if we's all can't get the reparations, can't nobody have it. That's the backstabbing culture he gets from the diaspora. You see what I'm saying? Receipts for days, spoilers for days. Y'all know we got them. Y'all know we don't say nothing right here. All of us, the whole family, certifieds, we don't say anything that we can't back up and prove. We will serve somebody with their own words, with their own quotes, with their own statements, and with their own phrases. So, in other terms, if you say some shit that's off-brand about foundational black Americans, we gonna put your ass on that jumbo highlight screen and let the whole goddamn world know what it is. Listen.
Your branches before you reap. Now you get that reparations to decorate your branches. Yeah. Man, but you want to decorate your branches before you re-solidified your roots. Man. It's not going to work, bro.
But Dr. Umar, we 400 years behind. Imagine all that time.
The money ain't going to help you catch up.
The money is not going to help you catch up. This guy don't know shit about economics. Literally what he's saying goes against what every single professional economist says on the planet. Matter of fact, it goes against what the 10-year-old me says about economics. How in the hell, in a capitalistic system, do you say money won't help you catch up? Our problem is socioeconomics. Our problem is being locked out financially, being denied jobs, being the last hired and the first fired. And this man opened his mouth and said the money won't help you catch up. Living in a capitalistic society. That's damn near grounds for disqualification to where should nobody take money advice from you ever fucking again. Period, point blank. I've heard people say a lot of things. I've heard a bunch of bullshit. I done heard lies. I done heard deceit. But I've never heard somebody say that the money will not help somebody catch up in the United States of America. Money makes the world go round. If it wasn't, then Joe Biden wouldn't be cutting checks for everybody other than us. What is a defeated mentality, family? He's saying we have a defeated mentality because we want to collect the debt that's owed to our ancestors? Or is the defeated mentality a big grown-ass man who tells all black people in America that we don't need the money because it won't help? Hell to the no. As a matter of fact, family, when Dr. Umar says that we don't need the money because the money would not help foundational black Americans, trust and believe, the dominant society is applauding him. Oh, who wants to hear that shit more than the dominant society? They are probably popping champagne bottles and making toast. The very fact that someone would say something that foolish. Let me ask you this. What do you think the dominant society wants more? Our reparations plan to where we can get money and build our economics? Or do they want Dr. Umar's economic plan to where we don't need any money? Which one do you think the dominant society will support more? Ours or his? The dominant society and anti-black racism would love nothing more than to have Dr. Umar's plan, because Dr. Umar's plan means we don't need the money. And the dominant society does everything to keep us from the money. So essentially, he is helping them. Goddamn shame. Don't come to my community with that shit. Don't teach my young folks that. We out here trying to teach black folks financial literacy and economics, and that money is very important in. He's telling us we don't need shit. Don't come around here. Keep that Pan-African economics to your damn self. I'm not surprised somebody who's a Pan-African, where they give away all their resources anyway, I'm not surprised that he would be saying some shit like the money don't matter.
Put yourself where you need to be. We always looking for white dollars over self-development. I said we always looking for white dollars over self-development. I said we always looking for white dollars.
But you said the money would help us. No, it won't. People argue that the money will help us, not you. But people argue that the money will help. I'm here to tell y'all, listen to me now. I don't care how much money they give you in reparations, and I've already made it clear I don't want any money, right? I don't want any money, right? I don't want any money, right? It won't help you. Do you want to know why? It's not monetary.
Man, listen, I haven't heard anybody from any community at any age, at any gender ever say money doesn't matter in America. There's lost, there's blind, and then there's that shit. And you notice how he just had to say the reparations movement was birthed in the Pan-African movement. Who gives a shit? You see what I'm saying? He's looking at it from a me versus you. He's looking at it from a us versus them. He has a whole lot of that scam African tribalism going on, y'all. Do y'all look at it like that? Or do you look at it as we are owed money, reparations is best for our people, we're going to attain it? He's looking at it clearly from a combative point of view. That's why we say there's a whole lot of jealousy, there's a whole lot of anger, and there's a whole lot of spite going on when he talks. It's bigger than reparations, y'all. This man has a problem, a serious tether problem. Oh, we got more. Oh, hey, we own it right now. We own it right here, right now, today. We gonna get some understanding. We gonna straighten some things out, and it's time to regulate. So, y'all heard all that. What is that right there? Family, did y'all hear anything other than translation, I don't want foundational black Americans to get it? Understand that in this system already, we deserve and we are owed reparations. This isn't some type of hustle, some type of grift, some type of scam. We're not out here trying to beg for reparations. We're not out here trying to steal reparations. This is what belongs to us because we built this country. Now, it's funny how the guy who says he's a descendant of every goddamn black person since 1619. If you a black Labrador, he'll tell you he's a descendant of you. You could be a black poodle, a black golden retriever, and he'll still say he's a descendant of you. So he's just a descendant of everything black in America. But yet, he doesn't want reparations for his ancestors. He doesn't want reparations for his elders. He doesn't want reparations for his lineage, heritage, and culture. That sounds like Tether babble, fam. That's got Tether written all over it. Y'all know one thing that we all know for sure is when we see a Tether, we can spot a Tether out from the crowd. Dr. Umar, your heritage, your lineage is looking real funny in the light. Either your ass don't respect your ancestors who are foundational black Americans, or your ancestors aren't directly foundational black Americans. It's got to be one or the other. There's no middle ground. There's no half-stepping. Ain't no sort of, kind of, maybe if. Either you are a foundational black American and you understand and you want reparations for foundational black Americans, or you ain't really a foundational black American and you should be trying to go get your reparations from Cuba. Yeah, Cuba. We need to start calling you Dr. Cuba. Nah, better yet, Dr. Kubar. Yeah, everybody, he ain't Dr. Umar no more. He Dr. Kubar Johnson. Matter of fact, fuck that. He ain't Dr. Kubar Johnson. He's Dr. Kubar Vasquez, straight from Havana. Yeah, Dr. Kubar Vasquez, straight from Havana. That's why you don't want FBA to get reparations. You ain't even FBA on both sides. Are you FBA on one side? I know you the descendant of everything. Y'all gotta understand. In Cuba, he's the descendant of Castro. In Germany, he's the descendant of Gunther. In China, he's the descendant of Yao Ming, the basketball player. That's the grift. Oh, I get it. So everywhere you go, you just say you're the descendant of someone there, and then folks will pay you to come talk. And then when you're there getting paid to talk, you're probably talking down on foundational Black Americans because you've been on the damn tour hating on us. I get it. So when he's running around here saying we got opportunists and people who only wants the money, it's really him who's going around collecting money, hating on FBA. I get it. And at the same time, hand out, accepting donations for your school. I get it now. They say make it make sense, and family, now it all makes sense. We put the pieces together. Oh, hey, and like we said, we won't say anything that we can't prove on this side. Oh no, we seen the flyer. Yeah, we seen the flyer saying Dr. Kubar Vasquez will be in Cuba on the 29th. We seen the shit. Yep, and as a matter of fact, not only did we see Dr. Kubar Vasquez's flyer, we also heard Dr. Kubar Vasquez say he's not an FBA, his damn self.
Peace and love, Black families. The Prince of Pan-Africanism, Dr. Umar Johnson, live and direct. I'm here in Cuba. We down on the South Coast having a good time, really enjoying myself. You know, I have a great-grandfather who was from Cuba, who migrated to the United States of America. I had the blessing of meeting him prior to his transition unto the next level. And so it was an honor to meet that great grandfather of mine. He was Cuban. Cuban. And so it was important for me to come. You know, as someone who studies the ancestors, it's always important that I visit the homes of my ancestors and connect with that great energy. You know, my great grandfather was only one in a long line of Africans who I am related to by blood through Cuba. And I'm quite certain that I'm a descendant.
We ain't got to pull out the receipts. We let them pull out the receipts and we just cash them. So we understand why he's anti-FBA reparations, because he does not qualify for foundational Black American reparations. I get it. Okay, so he wants Cuban reparations. Makes sense. So maybe Castro's great-great-great-grandkids can give you some reparations, because it's clear that you don't qualify for foundational Black Americans. Either you don't qualify or you coon. You pick one, but let me tell you something. Both of them are bad. Very bad. Now, family, remember how we talked about reality versus fantasy? People who are on the right side of things versus people who just make shit up in their head. You know, the folks who see lollipops and flowers and sprinkles and shit. Those people we talked about, the ones that live in Disneyland with Bambi and Bambi's mom and Aladdin and Lion King, all that shit. Versus those of us who live in reality based on tangible, actual, evidentiary things. You know, people who are real versus people who are phony. Dr. Umar is a prime example of somebody where the movement has passed him by. Let's say this right now, and I'm gonna put it on the line. Dr. Kubar is the prime example of somebody where the movement has passed him by. Dr. Kubar Vasquez is running around here with an outdated 19th century ideology that he's trying to force on everybody else, even if that means bringing down our reparations claim in the process. You want to talk about selfish. We all know Pan-Africanism is not only done, Pan-Africanism never existed. Having love for people throughout the diaspora, cool. Supporting your Black brothers and sisters throughout this world, cool. That's why I say certified. No matter what you do, if you are a Black person trying to empower Black people globally and trying to replace a system of supremacy with a system of justice, quote the Neely Fuller, we support you. But when you're running around here with an ideology that's trying to undercut my lineage, my heritage, and my culture that my ancestors worked for. I don't know about Dr. Kubar, all right? But I'm going to tell you about Black Alpha and all my family right here in the chat. Our ancestors built this country right here. This is our home. This is where we put brick by brick by brick, layer by layer by layer. So you goddamn right, we going to own it and represent it to the fullest. Now, if you want to represent Pan-Africanism and you want us to denounce all that shit and just put it on the corner and say, no, I don't want to be an American no more. I'm really Nigerian. No, I don't want to be an American no more. I'm really from Zimbabwe. I'm from the Ivory Coast. I'm going to denounce Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi, Kentucky, Tennessee, New York, California, all across the board, Texas. We just gonna denounce all of that tomorrow so we can all be good Africans, even though the majority of us have never been there. Family, let me propose a question to you. Are you willing to denounce the country that your ancestors built because Dr. Kubar wants you to be a Pan-African? Would you? Are you willing to denounce all the work, all the blood, sweat, and tears that your ancestors had to go through because Dr. Kubar wants you to be a Pan-African? Are you willing to disqualify your reparations claim? Say you don't want the money, say they can keep the money, quit fighting for the money because Dr. Kubar Vasquez wants you to be a Pan-African? Who's willing to do that? Asking a friend. Exactly. That's the ideology. That's the ideology. And you can hear spite and vitriol when you talk to people like Dr. Kubar and a bunch of the Pan-Africanisms where they don't understand that that jumbo jet, that certified American freedman jumbo jet has took off and it has changed this planet. And they do not like this. Remember a couple years ago, they were more subtle. They were more calm. They were more peaceful. And you've seen the hate, the vitriol just go up and up and up as we got stronger and stronger and stronger. The more we got on code, the more we self-identified, they asses got more angry. You see, when our self-identification went up, their hatred went up because they don't want us to self-identify. Family, that's the same exact thing that the people of color do. What happens? As soon as we start to self-identify, the people of color and the black and brown coalitions, they were like, no, that's wrong. No, what are people of color? Listen. They got mad too, didn't they? The dominant society got mad. They said, oh no, you guys are African Americans. Quit saying foundational, quit saying freedmen. Nope. And guess who else is getting mad? Dr. Kubar and the Pan-Africans. They got real mad. They started saying, no, you're the all black brother. No, matter of fact, they didn't even say it like that because half of the Pan-Africans are right here in America and they speak English better than we do. So let me rephrase that. Let me correct that. No, Pan-Africans ain't running around here speaking with an African accent. No, Pan-Africans are around here speaking with an American accent because Pan-Africanism only exists in America. What's the old saying? How big is Pan-Africanism in Africa? How big is the black and brown coalition in Mexico? Exactly. You got motherfuckers running around here sitting in goddamn Philadelphia with a goddamn dashiki on, talking about welcome home, brother. Welcome home? Motherfucker, you on the east coast of America in the Western Hemisphere. You got a motherfucker with a dashiki on in New Hampshire criticizing us about Africa, and then he logs off the internet and goes to his all-W school. He goes to Princeton Methodist Community College. All-W student body. He's Mr. Lumbumba on the front door, and then he's Gerald when he walks in the classroom. But he want to come trying to tell us about Africa and how we need to denounce being foundational black Americans. Ain't happening. Our ancestors are right here. Our lineage is right here. Our family is right here. I don't know how somebody cannot get that through their head. So when you start talking about fantasy, you got to put Dr. Kubar and you got to put Pan-Africanism right there on the top, because in their mind, family, their mind is that they don't want us to get reparations specifically. They want the dominant society to pull out just one big international check and write it to all black people on the planet. That's what Dr. Umar wants. He said it before. He wants a big ass check written for every black person on the earth. And if he can't get that big ass check written for every black person on the earth, then he don't want FBA to get it. He said it. He said he don't support reparations unless it's for all black people. Therefore, every single black person who deserves reparations like us, who are owed reparations like us, specifically and nationally, you don't get no reparations under Dr. Kubar's plan. No, Dr. Kubar's reparation plan requires every black human being from fucking Africa, Australia, America to all get it at one time. And if we all don't get it at one time, then we can't have nothing. So basically, do it my way or don't do nothing at all. That sounds just like tribalism out of the huts of Africa. And once again, I'm not surprised that a scam African is talking that bullshit. Oh fam, it don't stop. If that ain't wrong, it get even more wrong. You know you're dealing with an undercover tether when you start hearing people use tether talking points. You wouldn't use a tether talking point unless you was a tether. Simple as that. Some things ain't that deep. Some things ain't that complicated. It's very simple. Y'all know how the tethers was running around saying FBA is a hate group now and trying to sign little petitions and shit? Yeah. Saying that we're an organization, right? Saying that we got leaders, right? Y'all know Dr. Kubar saying the same exact thing. So basically, translation again. Let me give some of that certified freedman translation to clear up the bullshit. They do the bullshit, we do the clarity. The clarity is the same bullshit The same lies that those Tether trolls who call our Twitter spaces say about us, Dr. Kubar Vasquez is saying the same exact things. If you do not believe me, then you can hear it for yourself. Receipts.
Light District. He wants to know why the foundational Black Americans don't like Caribbean blacks. Honestly, I think their quote-unquote leader would have a better answer for you. But as the voice of Garveyism in the 21st century, and as the voice for revolutionary Pan-Africanism in the 21st century, I do not support that organization or its rhetoric, nor do I support the other organizations that are similar somewhat in scope, function, and philosophy.
Notice how he kept sliding in leader? Notice how he kept sliding in the terms leader and organization? Oh, he was doing that shit on purpose. He was doing that shit on purpose all day long. That's Pan-Africanism trolling right there. He knew what the fuck he was doing. And that's a real slippery slope, family, because we got a lot of ops and agents out here saying the same shit, and he's contributing to that. So be very careful with your words, partner. Look at that right there. Who else calls us an organization? Who else says that we got a leader? We got to deal with that every single day with tethers. Walk like a tether, talk like a tether, move like a tether. You must be a tether. I'm sorry. When you start saying tether language, I'm going to call you a tether. When you start saying the same exact thing the tethers say about foundational Black Americans, then you going to get that tether stamp on your motherfucking forehead. I don't support that organization. We're not an organization, we're lineage. How many times have we got to always say that to people? 9 times out of 10 when we got to say that to people, it's these damn trolls who call in on our Twitter spaces. So we still have to say this to Dr. Umar? This is who we got to say this to. Not a troll on the internet, not somebody from the dominant society. We got to say this to him. Now, when someone tells you their lineage, when they can back up that their lineage, when it is evidentiary clear that we are referencing a lineage, and you still choose to refer to us as an organization with the leader, you're doing that shit on purpose. And that's some sucker shit. Let's be 100 with it. I don't give a damn. That's some sucker shit. And you expect that from the dominant society, and you expect that from the Tether buffer community. When you start hearing this from Mr. I am the voice of Pan-Africanism, a Garveyites, all of that type of shit, he's basically saying, lying in the motherfucking sand, FBA, y'all over there and I'm on this side. But yet he tells us that we're separating the movement. Family, did you hear anything more divisive and separating than that shit right there? Was that not divisive and separating? You sitting here saying somebody got a leader when we don't have a leader. You sitting here trying to say somebody's an organization when we're not. At the end of the day, we are foundational Black American certified American freemen. We are what the fuck we say we are. You better take me on my word. If I tell you that I'm Captain America, you better accept that shit. We ain't got to sit here and plead to people to understand what we say. No, listen, this is what we mean. I'll give you the first time if you don't get it. Anything past the first time, you doing that shit on purpose. Y'all know goddamn well that we are a lineage, a heritage, and a culture. So when you refuse to accept that, you ignore that, you benign neglect that, that sounds like some Democrat shit. Benign neglect. And you just skip around that because you've made the decision that you got a problem with us and you want to throw darts. That's what it really is. But then you want to throw darts and hide your hand and say, that's what y'all's doing. That is messy. That's messy as fuck. That's off code as fuck. And that's getting regulated like a motherfucker. Then he says, this imaginary school that he has, by the way, that he hasn't ever put together, ain't put up a goddamn color pencil. All right? You ain't put up a lunchbox. But yet you're still talking about this. And it's funny how you always want to talk against reparations in the form of cash payments for foundational Black Americans, but you accept donations in the form of cash payments for your imaginary invisible school. I think he really thinks the school is there. We just can't see it. Hey, his school is an imaginary friend. He probably goes there every day, pulls out a fake key, unlocks a fake door, opens a fake door, shuts it, walks down a fake hallway, sits in a fake chair, and talks to a bunch of fake students that don't exist. He got an imaginary friend. You ain't got no school. You got an imaginary friend. That's what you got. I told y'all they live in Disneyland. Hey, if you running around here talking about Pan-Africanism and all Black people on the earth is just going to all unite and we can't get money unless we unite. If you running around here with that type of Disneyland shit, is it really far-fetched to believe that you got an imaginary school friend? Is it really? Would you really be surprised that the person who believes in scam Africanism wouldn't also have an imaginary school? I wouldn't. He got the imaginary school bus. He out there with Miss Frizzle flying through the clouds and shit. His ass get up every day, going to an imaginary school, walk to an imaginary classroom, talking to an imaginary teacher. He probably be leaning over, talking to his imaginary classmates, saying, shh, y'all be careful now. Y'all gonna get us in trouble again. Teacher said if we get in trouble one more time, I got to go to the imaginary principal's office. He got imaginary classmates, imaginary principal's office. He go to imaginary recess on an imaginary playground and don't nobody know it but him. I told y'all it's a magic school bus. As a matter of fact, I can't even say it's a magic school bus because at least I seen that shit in a cartoon. Ain't nobody seen Dr. Umar's school in real life, on a cartoon, on the sketch, on Nickelodeon, on Disney. Ain't nobody seen that shit nowhere. You can't even compare that to the magic school bus. God damn. I told y'all he got an imaginary school friend. He probably be out there holding hands and shit, walking to school together. Fuck out of here. But you take foundational Black American donations, but you try to stop foundational Black Americans from getting reparations. Who are you to tell us what to do with our money? Who are you to tell us? That's the same exact resistance that we see from the dominant society. We can't give you money because you'd spend it here, you'd spend it there, you'd spend it in all those bad places because you guys aren't that intelligent. What's wrong with y'all? No, we sorry, we can't give y'all money. Nope, you just don't know what to do with it now. Y'all wouldn't know what to do with y'all money, so we can't give you reparations, or y'all would spend it all on Nikes and liquor and weed. That is the biggest bullshit out there for people trying to sabotage our reparations claim. If you got to run with the black people don't know how to spend their money excuse, then you need to step your damn game up. Nobody's out here asking the Ukrainians what they gonna do with all their money. They in a war-torn country. But ain't nobody talking about how they gonna spend the billions that they get. All them people separated at the border by Trump. They not even American citizens. They're refugees at the border. And ain't nobody talking about how they gonna spend their money. So you talking about people from a war-torn country with violence, mayhem, and hunger. And you're talking about refugees who came here with no money, no cars, and no clothes. But ain't nobody talking about their spending habits. Hell, neither one of them has even seen an American dollar. They ain't touched an American $1 bill, $5 bill, $10 bill, a 20, or 50, or 100 in their life. But ain't nobody talking about their finances. But American freedmen, the people who built this country, sustained this country, and who are the lifelines of this country. Now you want to talk about financial literacy. And once again, you would expect that from the dominant society. You wouldn't expect that from Dr. Umar. But he is. You're teetering too close to the dominant society, family. I'm not making this up. The dominant society says that. Dr. Umar said that. The dominant society uses that as an excuse. Dr. Umar uses that as an excuse. The dominant society runs with that lie. Dr. Umar's running with that lie. Why the fuck is Mitch McConnell, Tommy Tuberville, Jason Whitlock, Candace Owens, and Alex Jones all possessing the same belief about reparations as Dr. Kumar Vasquez? Damn, bro, you want to talk about being in some fucked up company? You in some fucked up company. That lets me know that you off your rocker and you making chump moves. Family, do y'all know anybody who's supposed to be about black empowerment? Do you know anybody who's supposed to be real, sharing the same beliefs about reparations as Tommy Tuberville, Alex Jones, Candace Owens, Jason Whitlock, Mitch McConnell, and Chuck Schumer? The answer to that is a clear hell no. Watch the company you keep, bruh. That tells me a lot about you.
I find myself once again in the same position as President Obama. I find myself once again in the same position as President Obama. We both oppose reparations. We both oppose reparations. We both oppose reparations. And we both are the descendants of slaveholders.
You see what we talking about? Y'all see what we talking about? That's the same exact thing that we see from the dominant society. And family, when a black person is speaking Tether babble, when a black person is speaking Democrat babble, when a black person is speaking Republican babble, and when a black person is speaking dominant society babble, that is as off code as possible. And you got to get regulated. That excuse that we'll go buy some new Jordans and some rims and drink some liquor with our reparations money, Dave Chappelle made that a comedy sketch in the early 2000s. And Dr. Umar believes that shit in real life. At least Dave Chappelle was doing a comedy sketch for people to laugh. Dr. Umar means that shit and he's serious. So if Dr. Umar's belief about reparations is the same thing as Dave Chappelle's comedy skit about reparations, then that means one thing. Dr. Kubar is a goddamn joke. Anytime somebody says that, or they think that we just too ignorant to handle the money, that tells you a lot about how they feel about black people. We don't think that way. When we see reparations, we think about all the great things we can do with it. When they see reparations, they think about all the bad things that have happened. I don't see bad in our people. I see great in our people. I see amazing in our people. I see phenomenal in our people. So when you try to stop reparations, but you accept donations, and then you turn around and say, FBA can't come to your school. Yep, that's what he said. Family, I'm telling you, you see somebody who's acting real oppy, that's op talk. You're not who you say you are. You say your lineage, I say you're an organization. You say you don't have a leader, I say you have a leader. And you can't come to my school. And you shouldn't get reparations unless you do it my way. That's op all day long. And we ain't dealing with ops and we ain't rocking with ops. Never.
Huh? Did you ask for reparations to buy that weave? Did you ask for reparations to buy that perm? Did you ask for reparations to buy that Louis bag? Did you ask for reparations to get the Gucci bag? Did you ask for reparations for them Jordans? Did you ask for reparations for that big old truck you got? Did you ask for reparations for that big house in the suburbs? Did you ask for reparations before you put your black kid in a white private school? Did you ask for reparations for any of the Negro things you do on a daily basis? I have never seen you ask for reparations to buy or pay for none of the shit you like to do.
And mind you, this all started off with somebody saying, I support reparations. I seen a guy, he wrote me on Twitter and said, man, Dr. Umar said that he supports reparations. Family, miss me with the I support it, but. Miss me with the I support it, however. Miss me with the I support it is one statement, and then you follow it by 35 statements saying how we shouldn't get it, or why it should be so difficult to attain it. It is already difficult enough for us to operate in the system of supremacy, for us to make our reparations claim. We right now, this era, this generation, this lineage today, are doing more than the past generations have always done. It is very serious and very prideful for us to get the reparations that our ancestors are owed. And you're making that difficult on us just because you got some type of problem, you got some type of issue. And let's be real, you really got an issue with Tariq Nasheed. And since you got an issue with Tariq Nasheed, you got an issue with all of us. And then since you got an issue with all of us, because our lineage does not fit into the side of your ideology, let me tell you something. There are a lot of people who do things that I'm not on the same page with. But guess what, family? We are all in this together, and we are all going against the system of supremacy, and we're all representing black empowerment. And I would never try to stop another black person from that. See me, I humble myself. I'm all about the family tree. I'm all about we as a collective. There is no individual above the collective. We're all here. We're all in this together. One big family. Good, bad, or indifferent. We gonna ride for each other. Umar, he got that pastor vibe. He got that damn pastor vibe where he be wagging his finger at people and always screaming about what you needs to do. Like he don't needs to do some shit better. People ain't on that. Black folks don't want to get yelled at, screamed at, told what we needs to do. No, we all work together and we grind together. That's what the fuck it is. That's what I represent. About us rising up as one. Leave your ego at the door. This ain't a game for egos. This is all about family. We are family. I don't know about scam Africans, but FBA, we're family. And how do you know somebody is just a straight up hater? When somebody just got hate in their blood, when they sitting there drinking on a 16-ounce can of haterade, is when they start throwing out shit that ain't got no merit, no basis, and it's complete bullshit.
I do not put conditions on my loyalty. I do not put conditions on my unity. I personally believe that all these organizations were thought up by hustlers and opportunists. I think some of them are funded by the power structure to divide Africans against Africans.
Okay, so now he's saying that we are funded by the power structure. Foundational black Americans are funded by the power structure. He's saying that we are all decoys, we all ops. He ain't the op. The shit he's talking ain't op-y. We're the ops because simply we represent our lineage. This is what you get when you represent your lineage. Family, soon as we started to identify this is what happened, we always say self-identification for certified American freedmen has changed the game. It's changed the game so much that people act like us just saying who we are is a crime. We say that we foundational black Americans and our ancestry is linked right here to this country, and now we got to be ops. We got to be funded by the power structure. All that just because we represent our ancestry? Come on, bruh. So that's where he at with it now. And then he says,
I do not see anything good coming out of these organizations. I do not see anything good coming out of these organizations. I do not see anything good coming out of these organizations. None of them have a nationalist bone in their body. So it ain't just the leader's fault, it's the people's fault.
Nothing good comes out of it? Let me tell you something. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. And I'm starting to see real cocaine signs in this dude. Real cocaine, like bro, like you just taking line after line down. And when he says it's not just your leader's fault, it's the people's fault, he's talking about us. He talking about us. That's who he talking about. Okay, so we are here to divide ourselves from Africans. Family, when have we ever been connected? That's another part that scam Africanism always forgets, and apparently Dr. Kubar, he forgets it as well. So, we are funded by the power structure, and we are the divisive ones who just don't get along with the Africans. We's the mean ones. Furthermore, because when you start saying nothing's came out of it, this whole lineage, this culture, so building this country, that ain't something that's good that came out of this. Creating this culture, lineage, and heritage that everybody wants a part of, that ain't nothing that's good that came out of it. Every single thing that we've ever accomplished hasn't been good, it's been great. And to sit there and say, I don't see nothing good coming out of it, I don't see it ever happening, so we haven't done anything. So when we sit here and we're fighting for reparations and putting that on the table, which was never thought of, that ain't something good. When we're out here talking about an anti-black hate crime bill that was never thought of, that ain't good. When we're talking about tangibles, when we're talking about breaking the Democratic Party, leaving all the off-coded people behind, changing the black boule and mainstream from the front of the bus to off the bus to where we're controlling our own destiny and doing that through strife and oppression and anti-black racism on a day-to-day, that ain't nothing good. Well then let me ask you this, bro. What good has Pan-Africanism done? Since you want to sit here and talk about our accomplishments, let's talk about what you've done. What if you ain't even got a school up? You ain't even put together a school. You ain't got a swing set. You ain't got a swing. You ain't got a playground. You ain't got no monkey bars. You ain't put a monkey bar up. How about you get you a monkey bar and then you start talking about foundational Black American accomplishments? All right. How about you get a swing and then you start talking about foundational Black American achievements? You ain't even got to give me a coloring box. Okay. Just give me a crayon. Just one color. You can pick the color. I'll let you pick the color. Any color in the damn crayon box. Just give me one. And then you can start opening your mouth about foundational Black Americans. Don't speak on our lineage when your ideology ain't done nothing. We talking about an ideology versus a lineage. You feel me? Brother, please. And this ideology that you talking about, you tweeting, TikToking, and tap dancing from America. Contradictions all across the board. Off code all across the board. Bullshit all across the board. And we pulling that card officially. Now, if what's fucked up can't get more fucked up, if off code and delusion can't get more delusional, family, listen to this shit right here.
Most of them just want to beg the white man for reparations. Most of them just want to beg the white man for reparations. Most of them just want to beg the white man for reparations. Most of them just want to beg the white man for reparations. Most of them just want to beg the white man for reparations while they hate on African immigrants, but do nothing about the real groups that are stealing and robbing from Black people.
Boy, he done set himself a new low, ain't he? He done set himself a new low. Begging for reparations. That's what he said. We begging for reparations, family. That's what Dr. Kubar just said. That's not what we're saying that he said. That's what he said. And then he had the nerve to get on camera, press record, and then send it out to the world. If you say some ignorant, off-code bullshit like that, at least say it to yourself. Say it under your breath. Say it when nobody's around. Don't be so goddamn stupid that you tell everybody. This lets you know that the delusion is on 10. The hatred is on 10. The jealousy is on 10. That Cuba cocaine is on 10. Family, there ain't no coming back from that type of bullshit. That shit right there that came out of his mouth, he gonna have to wear that forever. He gonna have to take that dashiki off and put that jacket on. Wear that motherfucker. Tie it up, lace it, button it up, because you gotta wear that for life. Because when you come around here and you allow your jealousy and your envy to control your thoughts, you allow your jealousy and your envy to control what comes out your mouth. When you allow your jealousy and envy to put dirt on somebody's name, you taint it. You taint it, bro. This is the most defining policy of our history, and you throwing blockades in front of it. How you gonna come back from that? How you gonna twist, turn around, and reform your name? There ain't no reform in your name. Your name is trash in these streets. Now, they may be good in Pan-African land, because Pan-African land obviously ain't Africa, because you'd be there right now building. And that's another thing, too. We built this country that we're from, and they can't even build the continent that they fantasize about. You feel me? What if they built, like, I'm telling you, if you a Pan-African, go build in Pan-African land, wherever the fuck that is. I know where foundational Black America is. I know what a foundational Black American is. I don't know what a Pan-African is. I don't know the location. I don't know what they've built. I don't know what they've contributed. I don't know a goddamn thing. I hear a bunch of words, but I don't hear nothing being said. I see motherfuckers Tether babbling, but I don't see nothing being done. And that's the difference between us and them. What do I always say, family? We build, they steal. And that is the bottom line. G-check. And here's the thing. I've met Dr. Umar before. Yes, I have. And we all know Dr. Umar is a very brilliant, intelligent person. But the ego will have somebody who's intelligent doing some crazy things. Some real motherfucking crazy things. And Dr. Umar's doing some real crazy things. He done ventured way the fuck off cold. We understand when it comes to supremacy. We understand when it comes to anti-black racism. We understand when it comes to black empowerment that this man is a very brilliant person. I've caught a lot of shit for defending Dr. Umar. I defended Dr. Umar when people was like, yo, what's up with the school, bro? When people was like, I don't like him, he's funny style. When he was running around taking pot shots, saying a lot of goofy shit, man, I stayed on the side of that. I let that ride. Because like I said, the brother's very intelligent. So I never get involved when it's a minor issue. Now, when it's a major issue, like the reparations for the ancestors of our lineage, heritage, and culture, you goddamn right, I'm gonna get with you. Real talk. Because I'll defend somebody if it's correct, but I'll never defend somebody who's off code. When you off code, you out of sight and out of mind. And our sight's on reparations and our mind's on money. And if Dr. Umar or anybody else wants to get in the way of that, then we're going to treat them all the same. Equal opportunity. We're going to walk right through their ass on the way to the bank. All the way live. And that's the running of interference that we keep seeing time and time again from everybody. Anyone who is not a certified foundational Black American freedman and they're bringing up reparations, they're only bringing it up to stop it. They're not bringing it up to support it. They're not trying to assist it. And it's to the point, family, I don't want no help. This is what it is. All this ally and come on in and coalitions, I don't want none of that shit. It is better off to shut that door when you see those thousands of rattlesnakes opposed to waiting on 3 of them to help you out. I give a fuck about 3 of them. I give a fuck about 30 of them. I give a fuck about 3,000 of them. All I know is I got my certified 100, and that is all of us right here. And when I look around, I see that we doing damn good by ourselves. So the ally stuff, we putting to bed. All the friends in the buddy complex, we putting it to bed. Only thing that an ally or a buddy has ever done was sabotage us. You see folks trying to do the sabotage that look like us, folks that don't look like us, folks who have our nationality, folks who don't have our nationality, folks from one continent to the next continent. All across the board, you see decoys everywhere. And it's all based upon they know that reparations is the ultimate game changer, not just a regular game changer. It is the ultimate game changer that not only would change us, it would change them. No more free meal tickets, no more passes, no more piggybacking, no more crowbars, no more buffers. Trust me, every last one of them goes to bed every night and they sweating. They're sweating that they may have to wake up in the morning that foundational Black Americans receive their reparations and they're going to have to do everything on their own. That is the mentality of a moocher. That is the mentality of a thief. That is the mentality of a non-go-getter. See, we go-getters. We get up, we go. We said, hey, we're going to build a country through oppression. We built it. We said, hey, we're going to sustain this country through oppression. We sustained it. And now we're saying, hey, reparations is owed to us and we're going to collect it. And that's what they're all afraid of. Deep down inside, behind all of the Cuba, behind all the jealousy, all the hatred, Dr. Umar is terrified of what's going to happen to Pan-Africanism the day foundational Black Americans receive reparations. People of color are terrified on what's going to happen to the people of colors once foundational Black Americans receive reparations. The Black and Brown coalition is afraid of what's going to happen to them the day that foundational Black Americans receive reparations. Trust me, it's on their brain 24/7, 365. They can't sleep, they can't eat, they're nervous, they're afraid, they're shook, and they have no idea what is next. And that is the symptom of somebody who cannot get it on their own. You notice that everything I just named, we don't suffer from that. You notice? When you are somebody who is a go-getter and an architect, you think completely different. That's why I always say there's a different mentality between a builder and a stealer, a freedman and a fleer. When you have the luxury of saying, I need to make this happen, I'm going to go make it happen. When you have the luxury of saying, I need to go get some money, I'm going to go earn some money. When you got the luxury of saying, I need to put food on the table for my family, and then I go put food on the table for my family. When you can speak it, believe it, receive it, you move different. And they can't do that. They can speak it, but they damn sure don't believe it. Therefore, they damn sure don't receive it. And when you don't believe in yourself and you can't receive things that you created, the first thing that you do is you try to go stop people who can get it. That's why the black grassroots effect is affecting every goddamn body. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it, front row seat, and join it. Because it's our creation. And we got the whole world against the ropes. They don't know what to do. And we have control. We have the power. This is why you see people popping out the woodwork. This is why you see ops. I mean, they got all new ops, fam. I mean, they coming up with different style ops, new 21st century ops. These motherfuckers is like the Terminator. I mean, they coming up with everything they could come up with. But that's a sign of desperation. That's a sign that they don't know what to do. And if you look into the political world, the social world, or beyond, you start to see everybody trying to make counter moves for what we're doing. We are the ones pushing the meter. That's what it is. Foundational Black Americans, that's who we are. Certified American Freedmen, that's who we are. And it does not stop. Why you pocket watching? Why you pocket watching FBA? Everybody's in a big ass line, just sitting there taking numbers to stand in line so they can pocket watch FBA. You don't need to pocket watch FBA. Go get your own money. Go get your own. Why you worried about us? That's the thing. You got a bunch of these pocket watchers, these undercover pocket watchers, because they the type that want to shake your hand and then see what you got. Nah, don't worry about what we got. Because if you was getting it on your own, you wouldn't have to worry about us. And everybody talks about how we should spend our money and what we should do and all that. If that's the case, then why you worried about our money in the first place? I don't sit here and worry about what the neighbor's doing. Do any of y'all sit down and say, man, I wonder what the neighbor's got? I wonder if he made any monies today. That's what they do with FBA. Where y'all get the money? How y'all get the money? What you gonna do with the money? Everybody's always bringing up foundational Black Americans and money. Foundational Black Americans in cash. Foundational Black Americans in dollars. Y'all notice that? Every single thing you see is some bullshit, weak ass attempt to separate us from the dollar. Oh, they'll talk about voter rights, cause that ain't money. Oh, they'll talk about vote blue, cause that ain't money. Oh, they'll talk about Democrat and Republican, cause that ain't money. When you start talking about, no, fuck that, and fuck that, where my money? Then all of a sudden, they get concerned. Bring up money, family. Bring up money to anybody you know and watch their face turn. When you start saying, fuck all that, foundational Black Americans want our money. Then all of a sudden the conversation changes, the room temperature gets hotter, motherfuckers start undoing their ties and shit. Watch it. And I'm talking about all different backgrounds, all different communities, all different creeds, all different people. They all get funny style when you even mention FBA and reparations. So you know what that means? That means keep bringing up money. The more you speak about money, the more you gonna get the money. And the more they gonna be mad as fuck. Find out what they don't want us to do, and it's evidently clear that they don't want foundational Black Americans to get the bag. So that means we not only gonna get the bag, but we gonna get the fucking bag bigger than ever. That part all day. They're holding on to everything. I mean, they're holding on with straight desperation as tight as they can because they feel themselves losing that grip. They feel themselves dropping the ball because we have changed everything and they cannot function in a system where we control our own destiny. Well, know what? We controlling our own destiny, as we should. Did y'all see right now that the Democratic Party is coming out and they're saying how they want to turn South Carolina into the new caucus area, the mainstay? Did y'all see that? Yeah, y'all know that's a direct effect from us. That's a direct effect from our brother Marcel Dixon. That is to stifle the Black grassroots because Black grassroots candidates are popping up all over the country. All over the country. There's a new Black grassroots candidate every day. Brothers and sisters are saying, I'm going to run for local election. Brothers and sisters are saying, I'm running for national election. They're trying to go sit on these seats. We're not to the game where we're trying to vote in the best candidate. We're replacing them with us. And that is a complete Freedman mentality. Once again, go getter. You see how we're saying, fuck that. We ain't waiting, we taking. See, everybody else, they take because they don't want to wait. We're different. We get up and go. We make our mind up, we move. So now the Democrats are coming up with a scheme, and this came from the top. Joe Biden is making phone calls saying, let's go ahead and make South Carolina the mainstay because we got some coons down there and they can take it away from Iowas. They're going to try to make it look like it's about everything other than what it really is because they're a bunch of liars. But we all know what it's really about. It's about that last midterm election where the Black grassroots was responsible for the Democrats losing a lot of races. Stacey Abrams lost because of us. Raphael Warnock is stuck in a runoff with Herschel Walker. These should have been runaways, but it's all because of us. Matter of fact, Stacey Abrams lost more this time than she lost the last time. They know the signs. We see them. They see them too. They see them in X-ray vision. Oh yeah, they having meetings right now. Why y'all think that this happened right after the election? Why do y'all think? Look what they did after the election. Follow the signs, family. Right after the election, Chuck Schumer gave a whole speech about 11 million illegals immediately following the election. Right after the election, they say they want to remove the caucuses from Iowa to South Carolina. Why South Carolina? Why? Is it because we got people like our brother Marcel? Is it because a lot of black folks are strategically planning to go back to the South, go back to South Carolina, and it is a hotbed for black political activism? Yes, they know that. So they have these immediate speeches. They want to shake things up, twist them. Why do the Democrats want to change things so bad? Why is there this immediate thing for change? If they were doing so good, and remember, there was supposed to be a blue wave. Stacey Abrams turned Georgia blue. Joe Biden turned the country blue again. He flipped all these states. How you flip all these states 2 years ago, but now you want to make all these deep-seated infrastructural changes? That's because the black grassroots has fucked up the Democrats' infrastructure. Oh yeah, and once again, I'm here for it, I'm all for it, and we on it. All on it. And I always try to politically educate people and show them how we got so much political power, but we have it in our own American freedman way. And now that the Democrats are trying to take their caucuses, their preliminaries from Iowa to South Carolina, that just so happens to be a hotbed for black political activism. This is where a lot of black folks are starting to strategically pinpoint where we can get it in. So if they want to go ahead and move it from Iowa to South Carolina, that just so happens to be the same place that the black grassroots is targeted. So it's going to be a motherfucking showdown up in here. Let's go. It's a golden opportunity. If that's how they want to play it, then let's go back and forth and see what it is. See, they want to put all of their cards on Clyburn. They don't understand that we done already circled Clyburn's ass. And Clyburn obviously was very afraid of our brother Marcel Dixon. That's why he was hopping on the phone calling Collard Green Kamala to come on down. So if they think that they're going to have Clyburn, Catfish Nuggets, the Black Boule, in the old, outdated black mainstream, and they're going to be able to go against the new black media, the black grassroots, and nowadays black political prowess, oh, they got another thing coming. So if that's their counter to us, then they don't even know we got a whole load ready for them. And that's what we talk about the black grassroots power and the fact that when we make moves, everybody is going. Didn't I say before, family? I said, when you can change the government of the United States of America, that means that you can change the world, family, because the government of the United States of America runs the world. And who are the only people out here changing the government? Making them change plans, making them change course, making them take it from Iowa to South Carolina, stupid low, come up with new ideas. Who are the only people on the planet forcing the government to make those type of changes? The black grassroots. You got countries that ain't even making America get off their pivot. You can go to the Middle East right now. All the dictators all across the Middle East, not near one of them got America moving off their square. You can go all through Asia, ain't nobody got America moving off their square. Russia, Vladimir Putin, he ain't got America moving off their square. It's business as usual. But you can come right here in their own backyard and we got them trying to change plans. We got them changing course. We got them reshaping shit, remolding shit. They done remodeled the whole motherfucking house just so they can deal with foundational black Americans and the black grassroots. All the motherfucking power is on our side and you gotta move like that every day. I don't give a fuck what no undercover Tether thinks. I don't give a fuck what no undercover op thinks. All these haters, jealous, and envy ass people, they can do whatever the fuck they wanna do. But the facts remain is that the black grassroots is in full command. Cause if we weren't in full command, you wouldn't see them doing all these different fucking tactics. Yeah, when they gotta go make fake ass reparation marches, right when we're about to have our certified reparations march, that's them accommodating our power. When ex-presidents, sitting presidents, ex-vice presidents, sitting vice presidents gotta hop they tired asses on planes and come down to small little fucking towns because they know the black turnout ain't gonna be as big as they want it to be, that's them accommodating our power. They wouldn't have to do any of this if shit was sweet. How do you know? It's because when shit was sweet, they weren't doing it. You didn't see them trying to make no counter protest for reparations because there wasn't any reparations rallies. When we got that off the ground, then they came with the bullshit. They didn't have to send Obama every goddamn where, Kamala Harris every goddamn where. Obama was living sweet. He thought he was just gonna coast into the sunset, live a nice pampered life, retired, be the old ass W man he always wanted to be, like his grandpa, hop on boats and go jet skiing. He thought he was gonna do all that type of shit for the rest of his life. But then he found out that the black grassroots was fucking his beloved Democratic Party up. And he was gonna have to spend the next 50 years getting off the goddamn couch, getting on tired ass planes, come to these tired little raggedy ass towns in a Motel 6 and have to come and convince people again why it's so great to vote for the Democratic Party. And then every time he comes and he starts talking about voting for the Democratic Party, the black grassroots roast his ass and clowns him and reminds him just how irrelevant he is, just how much his presidency was a failure. And that got them all shook up. They didn't expect that to happen. No, the fuck they did not. They thought it was gonna be a bunch of off-code yes we cans for the next 100 years. Then they found out it's a bunch of on-code coming to get our checks for what belongs to us for the last 500 years. Big fucking difference. Barack Obama, he was thinking about country clubs, jet skis, and yachts. That's what he was thinking about. He wasn't thinking about no cold ass weather, no cold ass plane in a Motel 6. Hell to the no. So don't be surprised if he gets even more mad. That's why he was yelling this shit on the campaign. Let him vote for you. He's your new governor. He was doing all that shit. He wasn't doing that shit because he was mad at the Republicans. He was mad that the black grassroots rejected his ass and he even has to get off his couch. Well, motherfucker, you gonna spend the rest of your life off your couch because the black grassroots ain't going nowhere in the building. Did all that shit and still ain't moved the votes 1 inch. Look at it. Look at all that campaigning he did. He did all that campaigning for Stacey Abrams, lost. He did all that campaigning for Raphael Warnock. He's in a runoff for Herschel Walker. They didn't expect that. They didn't want that. They don't appreciate that. But that shows you right there. Barack Obama ain't working. Kamala Harris ain't working. And now they got to go all the way to fucking South Carolina to go try to put their chips now on James Coon Clyburn. Good luck with that one, because catfish nuggets ain't going to work either. We're going to do what the black grassroots has always done, and we're going to do what the black grassroots is doing right now. Keep on knocking them down one by one by one. The takeover. And speaking of takeover, the first thing you got to do when you take over something, you got to find out what don't belong here and get that shit out the house. And we've been cleaning the house and everybody knows that and everybody understands that. So when you start talking about all of these tethers, these undercover tethers that are out here trying to fester around, you got a bunch of these off-code folks out here trying to fester around. All we done did, family, was highlight and frame them and went down that G-check list one by one by one and started running motherfuckers out. Hey, we done ran motherfuckers out, didn't even pack their bags. Walked them down. There's nowhere in the world where you're gonna get away from this FBA energy, because this FBA energy is global. Yes, it is. And when you start speaking about things that are global, when you start talking about things that go on everywhere, one thing that we've identified and we've highlighted is that celebrities are not leaders. Let's put this on the line. Can we say this right now? Celebrities are not leaders. Everybody who's real knows that. And folks who got that celebrity worship obsession, they can't let it go. So we've seen everything that went on. We've diagnosed it. We broke it down, all of that right here on the Black Alpha Network. Bang that like button. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do. It's like a big ass block party over here every Tuesday. Just a family gathering, you know, an FBA family reunion every week. And we bring that real energy all the time. So, as we start talking about these tethers, these off-codes, these off-brands, the butter biscuit chasers, as I always say, these prepaid bucks, Master's Little Pet, all the names, as we start to identify them and all the trash and the filth that they try to bring, we also realize the same thing when you start talking about these celebrities and all the complexities that surround it. So you got a lot of folks who have celebrity worship. Like I said, they don't want Martin Luther King, they want Martin Luther Jay-Z. You feel me? They don't want Coretta Scott King. They want Coretta Scott Beyonce. And deep down inside, they want the celebrity to slide in, fly in, and save us from everything. That's really what they want. They don't want the street activists. They don't want the community. They don't want the brothers and sisters who are on code to handle the business and to put in the work. They want the celebrities to put in the work. That's why no matter what happens, there's always somebody out there trying to insert their favorite celebrity into one of our issues. We'll be out here grinding, putting in work, holding things down. And they'll say, man, that new Jay-Z song, that's gonna save the world. Man, you know, that new Beyonce single, that done did more for black folks than anybody. You know, all that shit. It don't matter how many times you say it. Somebody's always going to try to implant their favorite celebrity in the movement. But what we always do right here on the Black Alpha Network, Certified Black Society, and the Black Grassroots Representatives, we separate the real from the fake. We separate the on-code from the off-code. And we separate the full-time from the part-time. And when I start talking about part-time, I'm talking about somebody who comes in after the work is done. Somebody who kind of sits back with their arms folded, sees the way the movement's going, sees the moves that we're making, and then they try to jump into it for clout. They're these clout activists. You know how they say they'll do anything for clout? This is exactly what we talk about. These celebrities will do anything for clout when it comes to the community. See, what they want to do, they want to be off code, but they want to give you the appearance that they're on code. So they sit back and they watch all the little things that we do, They'll listen to all the terminologies and all the phrases that the black grassroots comes up with, and then they'll start to slide it in and slip it in a little bit, just so they can confuse you, just so they can give the appearance that they're black grassroots, just so they can give the appearance that they're black activists, and they really not. Hell no, they're not. And everybody feels that if they speak like the black grassroots, then that means that they are the black grassroots. No, it ain't. You just a motherfucker taking our words. And when we look around, a lot of people take our words. You see a lot of people taking our phrases. You see a lot of people taking our terminologies, but ain't nobody pushing our agenda. That's how you can separate the real from the fake. Who's really pushing the black grassroots agenda? If you can come around here and take our words, if you can come around here and take our phrases, then that lets me know that you watching. So if you watching and you taking our words, then how come you ain't watching and taking the agenda and pushing it? Don't come around here and take this, and this from us, but then you just magically miss the reparations part. Don't come around here and take that from us, but then you magically miss the anti-black hate crime law. All of these celebrities are out here pushing a bunch of minor, fake-ass issues. That means that they are all activists for clout. That's all the fuck they are, and in reality, most of them need to just sit the fuck down. That's why Malcolm X was calling them out back in the 1960s, because he understood the confusion they bring to the game. They understand that the dominant society will always turn to a basketball player before they turn to an economist. They understand that the dominant society will always turn to a football player before they turn to a political strategist. They understand that the dominant society would rather have a rapper get a meeting with the president, get a meeting at the White House before Dr. Claude Anderson. They know this shit. So that's why they always push the celebrity to the front of the line. All the black economists, all the black politicians, all the black political strategists, all the black sociologists, can't none of them get no meetings with the president, but a goddamn basketball player can. But a goddamn rapper can. But a goddamn backup dancer can. And that ain't the business, bro. That ain't the business at all. And what do they do when they get there? They always play it safe. The black celebrity will always pick up very safe, small, minor ass issues. They won't ever get into anything real. Like I said, they'll come and understand how to use our terminologies, but they don't ever really take the real issues and push those. So if a motherfucker's watching you, if a motherfucker's examining you, if a motherfucker's stealing from you, but they don't take the things that matter, that lets you know that they activists for clout. Every issue that they talk about is safe because they don't really want to rock the boat. They want to make it look like they down. They want to make it look like they doing something for the community, but they pick up the most easy, weakest motherfucking issues that a fifth grader could handle. Oh yeah, they'll get on TV and talk about police brutality. They won't talk about reparations. They'll get on TV and talk about the Voter Rights Act, but they won't talk about tangibles. They'll get on TV and talk about racism, but they won't talk about supremacy. Whatever it is to make it look like they're down, but still not upset massa. That is what we call a tap dancer, a fence straddler, and that's why celebrities aren't leaders. Salute to Malcolm X. And family, we're gonna talk about the part-time and the full-time. See, in this game right here, this is about full-time. If you're about black empowerment, that is a 24/7, 365 full-time job. You can't take no half steps. You can't take no breaks. You can't say, I'm gonna fight for black folks tomorrow. Today, I'm gonna be a swirler. You can't say, I'm gonna fight for black folks next weekend. Today, I'm gonna go hang out with my W friends. You can't say, today, I'm gonna take a nap. I'm gonna go be a POC for the weekend. That shit don't work that way. And that's what all of these celebrities are, and these fake activists, all they asses, the tethers, every last one of them. They are all off brand and off code. They'll say some shit that sounds real good, and then the next minute they'll do some sucker shit. LeBron James will sit there and read a book about Malcolm X, but then he'll get on the podium and say, vote for Hillary. Matter of fact, LeBron James just came out and told people to vote for Raphael Warnock. LeBron James is from Akron, Ohio, and he lives in Los Angeles, California. That shows you that he is a paid operative of the Democratic Party. The man is from Ohio, lives on the West Coast, and he's talking about a runoff election in Georgia. You ain't doing that unless somebody's slipping you some cash. Somebody's slipping you some money. You on some Democratic payroll, which we've already suspected. So, let's get this right. LeBron James can be on the Democratic payroll, but yet LeBron James can say he's a black activist who's trying to look out for the black grassroots. It don't work that fucking way. You can't be certified half-time. It don't work that way. Either you full-time or you part-time, and part-time is counterfeit. You can't be halfway real. You can't be halfway black empowerment. Either you are 100% complete or you are 100% coon, and there's nothing in between. Nobody's gonna sit here and twist that around, spin it, try to create some middle ground area. Ain't no middle ground area, ain't no fence to straddle. You can't be part-time foundational black American. You can't be part-time American freedman. You can't be part-time black grassroots. You can't be part-time black empowerment. Anybody who's doing that is an undercover op, and we put the highlight, the spotlight, the daylight, and the sunlight on their ass. And when that happens to you, your brand is tainted in these FBA streets. So I say all that to say this. After all of this happened, and we seen what went on with Kyrie Irving, we seen what went on with Dave Chappelle. After all of that, family, you still got folks running around here talking about chess moves. You still got folks trying to implant, insert, and input their favorite celebrity in every single black issues. They don't ever bring up the fact that they never touch serious black issues. No, they leave that alone. Have you ever seen anybody running around here saying how Jay-Z and Beyonce support reparations? Have y'all heard any of that? No, we have not. And the reason why you don't hear that is because they ignore it. They deny it. Benign neglect. Cognitive dissonance. They don't want to go there because, that disrupts their whole celebrity worship. Have you heard one single celebrity come out and even speak about reparations? Now, the Black Grassroots talks about reparations all the time. It's our number one policy and our number one agenda. They use all of our words and all of our terminology, so we know they watching. Have y'all heard any celebrity come out and speak about reparations? Have they even mentioned reparations? Have they even brought the shit up? Fuck Jerry Jones. Talk about reparations. They all know what's going on. They know the push, but they stay away from that because they rather play it safe. And playing it safe, that lets me know that you ain't really about that life. Playing it safe means that you don't really need to be a part of this movement. And if you're not really a part of this movement, then you need to push your ass to the side and let the real ones handle the business, because all you're doing is getting in the way. And that's what happens with all these celebrities. All they do is get in the way. Celebrity A or Celebrity B, what they said, what they speaking on, what they gonna do, and instead, nobody's even talking about black grassroots candidates. Did any of these celebrities get behind our brother Marcel Dixon? Or were they out here taking photo ops with Joe Biden? Exactly. They taking photo ops with Stacey Abrams. Exactly. Raphael Warnock. Exactly. They don't support the black grassroots, but then they claim to be black grassroots. They don't support the black community, but yet they claim to be a part of the black community. They don't support reparations. They support go vote for Hillary Clinton. That's the shit that they be on. So when they start talking and they start speaking, they're more of a diversion, running interference. Then we speak about running interference. Now, to the celebrities who come out, say their piece, and just fall back, and they're not trying to be the leaders, they're not trying to act like they're somebody on a high level, respect. RESPECT. No problem with that. Our brother Kyrie, he didn't even say anything. He does his things quietly. He'll put some money in someone's cash app. He'll support this person here. That's graceful. But when somebody walks around here and acts like they're the community leader and they're the black activists and they doing so many things for us, LeBron said, I got a platform and I got influence. Okay, then talk about reparations. If reparations was supported by the Democratic Party, I bet he'd say something about it. If reparations were supported by the Democratic Party, these motherfuckers be wearing that shit on their jersey. They'd have a jersey that says HR 40 playing for the Los Angeles Lakers, HR 40 playing for the New York Knicks. We know damn well that be the case. See, what it is all these celebrities and entertainers, and particularly athletes, they all want to be these fake ass wannabe Muhammad Ali's. See, Muhammad Ali was out there speaking truth to power. Muhammad Ali was out there putting it down. And the difference is Muhammad Ali was connected to Malcolm X and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. You see the difference? Yeah, these motherfuckers is connected to Barack Obama and Raphael Warnock. Muhammad Ali was connected to Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad. Big difference. So ever since then, these fake ass celebrities been trying to act like they're Muhammad Ali. They're being what I call black grassroots imposters. And we don't go for that, and we don't have that. And let me tell you this. I like LeBron. I respect LeBron. I like what LeBron does on a basic level. Starting the school in Akron, solid. I like when they rock like that. That's why I salute Kyrie Irving, because he does things quietly. But in terms of 1 week throwing a brother under the bus, and then the next week trying to act like you the one who saved him, I see what you're doing. We see what you're doing. And that ain't how we rock in the black grassroots. Go on and try to get people to vote for Raphael Warnock. Go ahead and build your school and stay on that side, because on the certified side, it's a whole different level. Big facts. You still got folks out here talking about chess moves. Oh man, doesn't every single year, there's about 4 or 5 celebrities that black folks always say are making chess moves. It'll be the most coolest shit on earth. Kanye was out here with a goddamn White Lives Matter shirt and people were saying that was a chess move. Jay-Z was out here with the NFL throwing the whole goddamn community under the bus and folks said that was a chess move. It never really boils down to the fact that these people are just selling out and these people are just trying to get in where they fit in. See, the dominant society, they know exactly what black person to hand select. They know exactly what black person is going to fold. They know exactly what black folk that they can pull on strings. Yes, they do. 9 times out of 10, When you see somebody on TV, shucking and jiving, showing their teeth, kikiing and ha-haing, the dominant society carefully been watching them for a long time. Carefully selected them. They went and got his ass, her ass, they ass, put them on the platform because they knew that they would do whatever they're told. Master's little pet. Stephen A. Smith, Master's little pet. They knew goddamn well within 2 seconds of talking to Stephen A. Smith, oh, we get him to do any goddamn thing. We get him to throw everybody under the bus for a couple crumbs. You ain't even got to give him the whole biscuit. You could just give him crumbs from the biscuit. He'll do it. Clyburn, you don't think they seen Clyburn and said, oh shit, this motherfucker already got strings on him. He got puppet written all over his face. We can get his ass to jump out a window if we wanted to. They know this. Dr. Claude Anderson always says it. You show me a black person that's willing to sell out the community and I will tell you how much money they can make. And remember what I say, money to them comes in the form of butter biscuits. See, we naturally think that selling out comes with monetary. It comes with finance. Nah, a lot of times selling out just comes with a pat on the head. A simple butter biscuit and simple acknowledgement from Master will do. That's how low budget is. See, when you're dealing with a low budget person, you can give them a bunch of low budget prizes and they'll think it's gold. To them, $1 million is a wink from Zaddy. I ain't lying. Y'all know goddamn well I ain't lying. To them, Karen waving at them is like hitting the lotto. They don't want the money. Why do you think they don't want reparations? They don't want reparations. They want reparations in the form of hugs from Zaddy. They don't want reparations. They want reparations in the form of a handshake. As long as Master acknowledges their little tiny minute existence, they are happy campers. They're happy coon campers. That's exactly what it is. So the same people you see that don't fight for reparations, their reparations is getting an invite to come hang out with Karen and Ken tonight. Oh man, they're like, man, we don't really need reparations now. I got an invitation to the party, to the company picnic. We gonna eat a lot of unseasoned food, and y'all talking about reparations. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all know goddamn well that's how they are. Because the dominant society knows exactly who, how, and when to cherry pick. This is the same thing they did on the plantation. They would watch the plantation, trust and believe. They would examine and monitor all of the slaves. And they seen the certifieds out there. Because remember, family, all we are representing the certifieds of today, carrying the long-lasting legacy of our certified ancestors from back in the day. There's always been certifieds, there's always been counterfeits, and we representing the real. All of these undercover ops, all these undercover tethers, all these pocket watchers, all these fake ass celebrities, they're carrying the legacy of the counterfeits. So Master used to watch the plantation and just see who would go along to get along, who would fit in, and who he could exploit. Brothers and sisters who were certified, the ones who conducted themselves the same way we conduct ourselves, our ancestors, he already knew what we was on. Yes, indeed, because like I said, there's certified energy. Certified energy is something that you can feel without touching. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you can hear without hearing. It's something you can see without seeing. That's how deep it is. And if we see the certified energy, they see the certified energy. So they would just go get the easiest person out the batch. And then you got your Clyburns. Then you got your Roland Martins. And that's exactly how it goes because they know who they can have something on. They'll never put somebody on the front screen that they don't have something over. They understand that they could always take your butter biscuits away. And if somebody is beholden to butter biscuits, they always have that over them. And that's what you get when you start dealing with these fake ass celebrities. Run it back. So y'all seen LeBron James come out and he said some real shit. He said, hey, y'all ain't been asking me no questions about Jerry Jones. Y'all asked me 101 questions about Kyrie Irving. You kept speaking to me about Kyrie, wanting me to comment on Kyrie, but you ain't asked me one question about Jerry Jones. And then he quoted Kyrie when Kyrie said, have that same energy when you talk about the atrocities that my people stand for.
I was wondering why I haven't gotten a question from you guys about the Jerry Jones photo. But when the Kyrie thing was going on, you guys were quick to ask us questions about that.
Okay.
Hold on. And I don't even want you guys to say nothing. When I watched Kyrie talk and he says, I know who I am, but I want to keep the same energy when we're talking about my people and the things that we've been through. And that Jerry Jones photo is one of those moments that our people, black people, have been through in America. And I feel like as a black man, as a black athlete, as someone with power and a platform, when we do something wrong or something that people don't agree with, It's on every single tabloid, every single news coverage. It's on the bottom ticker. It's asked about every single day. But it seems like to me that the whole Jerry Jones situation photo, and I know it was years and years ago and we all make mistakes, I get it. But it seemed like it's just been buried under like, oh, it happened. Okay, we just move on. And I was just kind of disappointed that I haven't received that question from you guys.
That's some real shit. And if somebody says some real shit, I'm going to tell you it's real. And I'm going to say it like this, though. LeBron, 3 weeks ago, you purposely threw Kyrie under the bus.
And I don't represent that. There's no place in this world for it. Nobody can benefit from that. And I believe, what Kyrie did caused some harm to a lot of people. And he has since, over the last, I think today, or was it yesterday, he apologized. But he caused some harm. And I think it's unfortunate, but I don't stand on the position to harm people when it comes to your voice or your platform or anything. And so it doesn't matter what color your skin is, how tall you are, what position you are in. If you are promoting or soliciting or saying harmful things to any community that harm people, then I don't respect it. I don't condone it.
And that's the shit I'm talking about being on code and off code. Full-time, part-time. There ain't one. You either gonna be full-time on code or your ass is off code. And this is why we don't deal with celebrities, because they always throw shit out there and mix it all up because they're there to serve their own agenda. All right, LeBron is there to serve his own agenda. He may say some shit that's cool. He may say some shit you agree with. He may say some shit here or there, but I'm not about the here or theirs. All right, I'm about the all the times. My brothers and sisters, kings, queens, goddess, and gods, I know y'all gonna ride for me forever. When shit go down, I know my brother got my back. Unconditional. When shit go down, I know my sister got my back. Unconditional. I don't need somebody that may throw me under the bus today and then come and try to save me tomorrow. You shouldn't have said nothing in the first place, LeBron. And this is what I'm talking about the fence straddlers, and this is why Brother Malcolm X warned us about letting them in our movement. 1 minute they'll say something over here, then the next minute it's over there, and then around the corner, up the block, down the street. We don't need that inconsistency, because last time I checked, anti-blackness ain't inconsistent. So we better have consistent black empowerment, and we better have people who continuously push consistent black empowerment, or you gonna always end up in a hole, and we ain't got no motherfucking time for that. And it ain't just what we saying. Look at how they treat each other. Did any celebrity come out and defend Bill Cosby? None of them did. As a matter of fact, they were all hanging out with Bill Cosby, praising Bill Cosby, taking his donations. And then next thing you know, when he caught his case, they stood away from him. I seen a lot of celebrities throwing Bill Cosby under the bus for no reason. They was going on shows making fun of him. What's that dude from Saturday Night Live, the fat dude? Keenan and Kel, or Kel and Keen, whatever the fuck. That dude, he was cool all day long, playing Fat Albert, a Bill Cosby creation. And then all of a sudden, he was the main one on the front line throwing Bill Cosby under the bus. They didn't come out for Bill Cosby. How many brothers and sisters came out for Kyrie? Like I was just saying, LeBron James, you was one of the main ones throwing Kyrie under the bus. And let me say this as well. They didn't ask you about Jerry Jones' photo, but you went out your way to give a 5-minute answer on why Kyrie was bad. So don't act like they tried to make you do it. No, no, no. So they didn't come out for Bill Cosby. Nobody supported Kyrie Irving. I ain't seen one celebrity ever come out for Dave Chappelle, and they after Dave Chappelle every weekend. Nobody came out for any of these three. You got a long line of celebrities that throw other celebrities under the bus to play it safe. So we all know they'll throw the whole black community under the bus to play it safe. And when you're a play it safe, fake activist, black grassroots imposter, you only got one choice. And that is to sit your ass down and let the B1s go to work, because we handle business. And the main thing y'all know I'm always harping on right here on the Black Alpha Network is that we got to stop with he made some points now. Y'all done heard me say that shit before. Y'all done heard me break that shit down. Let me break it down one more time. There's this thing where people just want to believe a celebrity. Like they just have this thing, like they want to believe them. That's why the celebrity can do minimal work, because folks already have it in their heart and their minds. They want to like them. I don't have that mentality. I base you on your actions. If your actions are solid, then I like you. If your actions are not solid, then I don't fuck with you. Simple as that, easy work. But one thing I don't do is I don't do He made some points now. Oh yeah, y'all done heard me break that shit down before. I'm gonna break it down one more time. If they like your song, they like your dance, they like the way you shoot the basketball, the way you catch the football, they like your movies, then they give you the most smallest thing to do to get acceptance. I don't. Your ass is gonna have to be consistently real for the community to rock with you. No longer can we let somebody come on in because they made some points now. I cannot stand that he made some points now, motherfucker. I can't stand that shit. That is the most easy open door policy that you could possibly have. Everybody else got to jump through hoops, jump through hurdles, and do all these things to prove to you. When we start talking about our brother Tariq Nasheed, they always saying, where you get the money? Tariq can do all these great things for the community, can lead by example, can be a stand-up man, and there's still gonna be people out there saying, I don't know now. Jason Black, he can do all these great things for the community. There's gonna be somebody out there saying, man, I don't really know about him now. But yet, let one motherfucker say one thing they agree with, and it's, he made some points now. Candace Owens say some shit you like, she made some points now. Stephen A. Smith, he made some points now. LeBron James, he made some points now. Barack Obama, I don't agree with him, but he made some points now. I can't stand the motherfucker he made some points now person. I can't stand that shit. That is the most open door policy shit in the world. I ain't worried about somebody who made some points now. I'm worried about the person who's on point 24/7, 365. Making some points now. That skip a day here, skip a day there, skip a month, 2 years, take a day off. Fuck that. Supremacy takes no days off, so black empowerment isn't going to either. Run with it. With that, family, this has been the Black Alpha Network, Black AlphaCast, certified black society. The tap in is real. Appreciate everybody for pulling up. Y'all know we had to G-check a bunch of these undercover agents, undercover ops, undercover tethers, all these undercover pocket watchers. Everybody and anybody who's got their eyes set on foundational black Americans, FBA against the world. Everybody out there who's pocket watching foundational black Americans, FBA versus everybody. And everybody out there who got a problem with foundational black Americans, FBA over everything. And it ain't nothing to do some regulating. It ain't nothing to do some G-checking, because it's especially better when you're doing it with the family. And everything we do with the family, as a family, because we all the family. So I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Listen, we coming real. We coming real. This is going to continuously go. We're going to keep on pushing the line like we always do on this side. I have to say that I appreciate everybody who's subscribing to the channel. We growing heavy. I like that. But it's not just the channel. It's the whole movement. The whole certified black society. All my certified 100, because I don't need 1 billion people to take over the world. All I need is my certified 100, and we got it popping. And I have to thank everybody sincerely, genuinely, definitely, certainly, and passionately from the bottom of my FBA soul for supporting the Cash App. That humbles me to the core. I'm telling you, we are out here as a family. We are out here working together, building together, and shining together. And I appreciate everybody who shows the love and support and the respect. And I'm telling you right now, I use all of that as energy so I can represent all of us to the highest degree and to the maximum. And I will continue to do that. And I will continue to bring the heat. And I will continue to hold down this lineage, culture, and heritage in the best way possible. So if they did not like us yesterday, tomorrow they're gonna hate us, because I am turned up to the max thanks to you guys. So I send everybody out there who has supported a big certified salute. Yes, indeed. We got it coming, family. So you guys make sure you follow me right here. Hit that like button, smash the subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Twitter as well. And everybody out there already knows that we are standing alone. There's nobody who can stand next to us. There's nothing that can match us. Our resume stands alone. We operate on the highest level. We've been through it all, and we keep on going, and we're going to keep on going until we get our reparations. Peace, love, and reparations to the family. Y'all stay good, stay safe. Black Alpha Network, certified salute. Black is beautiful, y'all, and beautiful is always black.